Okay. Looks like we are up and running, and all the stuff looks to be good. So, welcome, folks. We're going to be having some fun today because we're going to be playing your decks today. Not my decks, your decks. Just a couple days ago, we did a stream where we did some, I guess, deck doctoring, if you want to call it. So, we had a bunch of people submit decks. We looked at their decks, we worked on them. Feel free to check out that other stream if you missed it. There's a lot to take away from those, right? Because we learn a lot of things from other people, especially the fact that a lot of people wanted to play with Terra Symbiosis. That's one of the things we took from that. So I'm going to work on making a deck with Terra Symbiosis at some point. I don't know when it's going to happen just yet because I have like 2 others already scheduled, 2 others recorded that I'm in the middle of editing. So yeah, I'm gonna be busy the next couple days because I also want to get ahead so I can take time off for Thanksgiving. So that's the thing. But let's see how goes it, people. Good afternoon for those of you that are just joining. So here's the drill. The way you get to submit decks is very easy. You go to our Discord and then go to our standard portion, and then you post me a link to where your deck is hosted. Now, obviously, I'm going to direct you to Moxfield because they sponsor my stuff, so you should use their site if you don't, but wherever is acceptable. And then after that, I will pick one of them, and we will go from there. It kind of be first in, first out. Now, I will say this. If we end up getting further down the queue and the queue is full, then you can skip the line if you're already a YouTube channel member, or if you make at least a $2 donation, whether that be on Twitch or on YouTube. And I will post a link there again for people that need it. So it should show up in all the chats. So there you go, if you need to get over. Weird, it tried to post to YouTube twice. I don't know why. But either way, it at least posted. So there you have it. So if you want to hop in, boom. Let's see what we got here. Barton says, I think you mentioned this, but it's good to hear that you need those dual lands, especially for Mythic. I don't think it has to matter. Like, I would get the idea of Mythic, ranks, whatever, out of your head when you're deck building. Like, rank doesn't really matter. Because the reality is, if you're playing bronze or gold, bronze, silver, gold, for sure, are just the Wild West. It's easy. People are goofing around, new accounts, whatever. So you don't even need to worry about that. Everything north of that is basically the same thing. Like, seriously. I would argue that Platinum and Diamond are harder than Mythic. Unless you're in the, like, top 1,200 and you're trying to get qualified for the end of season thing and get your invites or whatever. But outside of that, the majority of Mythic is going to be easier than Diamond and Platinum. So you just need the lands because the lands are just good for your deck. It doesn't matter about Mythic. You just need them because they're good to have. PD finally took your advice with TOA and had an amazing experience. Thanks for all you do. Oh, Tales of Adventure. Okay, cool. I was like, it took me a second to go TOA. Yeah, they're really nice people, man. I started working with them. Actually, I think it was like this time last year. So we've been doing stuff for about a year now, and they've been really nice. They set up at every show, all the major shows and events. They traveled even some of the Star City stuff. I think I've seen that on their calendar. So I mean, you can meet them in person. They're all super friendly. If you see them in person and sell stuff to them, their buy prices are solid. They support several creators. You know, they're just good people. So I kind of reached out to them. They took a chance on me. We've been doing decent, and people like using them. So, you know, and they're becoming a little bit of a bigger site kind of each time you see them. And I think it's because they've gotten the exposure going to events. If you've ever gone to a MagicCon, they're the ones that sponsor the lanyards and stuff people have. So yeah, if you could do business with them, awesome. Love it. It supports the site and you get to save money. That's the cool part. And honestly, every time y'all use my code with any of my sponsors, it directly lets them know, hey, this person's shopping here because of this other person. Same for any other creator, right? If you're shopping at a thing that sponsors them, it's the creator's way, or the company's way, to know that that creator specifically sent people, so they'll keep doing business with them. That's a big deal. That's why anytime I'm shopping, sometimes if it's a thing I know that sponsors creators, but I don't know anybody, I'll just post on my socials like, hey, anybody sponsored by these folks with a code, just so I can like help somebody out, right? Because I'm gonna do shopping anyway and get something I want. So let me go ahead and get a small discount, and I'll help some creator out, keep their pets fed, and whatever, food in their pantry and money in their pocket. So yeah, I appreciate that for sure. And here's the reality too. At some point, as a creator, we would also like to renegotiate with our sponsors, right? Y'all going and using our codes with different sponsors gives us leverage to renegotiate as well. So when we go like, hey, we went from, I don't know, let's just say doing 3,000 a month in sales with you through people that use my code, to now $5,000 in sales a month or whatever. Like, hey, kid, are you willing to pay an extra $100 a month or $200 a month or whatever the deal is, whatever your agreement is, right? We can do that, so that helps, right? It's not just going like, well, we get more views on our stuff, so can we get more money, right? That's a direct thing that the businesses and the sponsors can show their bottom line and say like, oh, our bottom line's better because of this creator, and they'll pitch in more. So it's a pretty big deal. Hey, whatever decks y'all want to rock, that's the thing. Today is about your decks, not my decks. Ignore that. We're not playing dinos today. That has nothing to do with anything. This is about your decks that we're playing today, not mine. That's the whole point of the thumbnail and everything else attached to these. These are about your decks. But yeah, for sure. Anytime you're buying stuff, check out sponsors of the channels, of the podcast, whether it's me or somebody else. Whether it's one of the companies that sponsor my stuff or not, use the codes that sponsor creators that you like. They almost all save you money, right? So you're going to get stuff cheaper, but also you're keeping those creators going because they can negotiate with their brand partners to say specifically, hey, y'all are making more money because my people come shop with you. That's a big deal. Thank you for all your videos. Well, thank you for watching the videos. I wish more people watched the videos, but I appreciate your view particularly. Every little bit helps. Are there any restrictions on the submitted decks? Has to feature TLA cards, can't just be a meta deck. Here's the thing. If you just submit a meta deck, I'm just going to look at it and then say, thanks for playing. And then I'm just going to, if anything, I might just rush through a game and be done. There's not going to be any fun commentary. There's nothing to learn from. So, I want to just see something interesting that y'all are working on as a community. That's what we do these for. If somebody just submits mono red aggro, the Black Demons deck, Boros aggro, I'm going to be like, okay. We could have just done this anyway, right? The idea is, what kind of cool thing is doing decent for you that people may not have seen? And you want to show it off and get your 5 minutes of somebody else playing. Probably 10 minutes or 15 minutes, but you know what I'm saying? Get your time of somebody else playing with it. That's what we're trying to achieve today. Giving you an opportunity to show off something else you don't normally get to show off. Link again for those that need it. As always, just go to the Discord, post a link to wherever your deck is hosted. Not the deck list. You need to have a link to wherever it is hosted, because when we've done deck lists before, people copy, paste wrong, whatever, and then it's just a hassle to get people stuff. It's a lot easier if you have it posted somewhere, and then I can just use the link from there and then download the list. It's so funny you say that, because I was working on a Boomy deck the other day, and it will be edited soon. But I'm cool with somebody else having one. I will do it again. Boomy's fun. But anything is good. And as always, it is free to get in the queue. However, once the queue is full, if you want to skip the line and extend the stream, you get to do so if you're already a channel member, or if you make at least a $2 donation either on Twitch or YouTube. But let's see what everybody's got. Because I'm sure there's something out there that I haven't seen. Actually, there's plenty I haven't seen, to be honest. So there's an opportunity for sure for that to be had. But we have one here. First off, and it's one per person, by the way. So you make your best bet is what you get to put out there because it's one per person. Uh, so this is from Catastrophe. It looks like because if you don't, I'll have people who want to submit like 12 things and they'll just put like 3, 4 decks in there. Like we can't do that. Exer says if I wasn't working, I'd have some lists that could use some pruning. That we're not doing that today. We're just strictly playing the decks. I might give 1 or 2 bits of info from playing it, but that's about it. We're not. We did deck doctoring on the last stream. This one is just what are we rocking and rolling with. I'm assuming this was it. Arista artifacts. I'm gonna have to waste. I hate you. I'm gonna have to waste wild cards on a Tezzeret. I do have wild cards to spin. All right, fine. I actually don't like Tezzeret as a card. I've played with it. I'm going to play it because you submitted it, so I'm going to play the deck, and I hope I'm impressed. But Tezzeret has not worked out for me on so many occasions when I've tried. I've probably made about 7 decks with Tezzeret, and none of them have worked well for me, sadly. All right, let's hop in here and rock with this. Also, thank you for the joining. Those of you that are joining me here in the early evening, depending on where you're at. If you're on the East Coast, U.S., or later. Late afternoon, I guess, if you're on the West Coast. Nah, you don't have anything to be sorry about. Like, y'all are submitting the decks. I volunteered for this. Yeah, sure. I think the issue is when I've played with Tezzeret, I've not felt that the decks were... Oh, this is going to be exciting, actually. Is particularly better because Tezzeret's in there. It's like, I guess in a way, I feel like Tezzeret does... That's funny, there it is. Does a worse version of the green-white Gear Hulk, right? Because you're going to get stuff that costs like 1 or less. But Gear Hulk also gives me a 5/5 body. Whoa, what's going on here? Why are you playing Leyline Axe with the cat? I don't know what's going on. But yeah, let's do this. And then just kill the cat, I guess? Probably a little too greedy. I could have traded one of these for the cat, but if they don't have anything else, I guess this is fine. Yep, there's an Arabo. Weapons manufacturing. Can we do... what can we do here? We have 3, 4 mana, but I can't play art. I guess we do this. All right. Everything you own. Let's go. Actually, I guess I could just pump up one of these things, but that doesn't do anything. Yeah, this is my problem. Like, I always feel like, okay, I can minus Tezzeret to go get something, but I just like, meh. All right. You kind of need to have the deck lean into Tez to make him work. I mean, that might be the case. I mean, they got their mana. The thing's juiced up. Go get them. My ascension continues elsewhere. This is... All right. Sacrifice an artifact. We're just digging at this point. Another fabrication foundry. Okay, well, that doesn't help. Watching your decks on decks expertise. Hey, well, that's cool. Thank you. Hey, Dan, how's it going? All right, cool. GG's, you got us. Like, opponent, just attack me. Like, Chandra's not... I mean, sure, Chandra can die, but, like, doesn't really matter. I don't think we're coming back from this. There's another Tezzeret, and I don't even know what we would do with it. I guess we just minus and go search. Let's see what's in there.
Defying me will be your last. Even the smallest.
Yeah, we get Reliquary. Problem is, even if I would have had Reliquary last turn, I mean, you still have the thing with the double strike on it already. We could get rid of the artifact. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I'm going to give him the GGs. We'll try another game. Yeah, even if I'd have grabbed a Reliquary, it still would have been bad shape. Like, we would have got rid of their axe, but we would have just been sitting there with Tezzeret and nothing happening. Dun, 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 dun. Gold Saucer. That's a cool card. Or we don't have an opponent. Maybe we do. There we go. Surprised it wasn't a turn 1 life gain thing. I feel like that shows up a lot on the casual queues. Yeah, this is always tap though, right? Tap an untapped creature you control in many color. I'm sure there's a reason this is in here. I'm generally not a fan of these types of lands. That's a personal problem. It's like my same issue I have with Spelunking. I accept that it's a good card. It just never works for me. Oh, they're going to kill our Foundry? Maybe. Maybe. Oh, it's this guy. Okay, well, I guess it's good that we have mana and this, because this is his ward too. All right. Have seen a lot of this deck, though, to be honest. Oh, no! Arena! That sucks. We have to just shoot them now, because we can only use this to pay for the artifacts. All right. Sure. All right. I'm just going to give him the GGs. We'll move on. That's my fault. Do. I totally get what you can do with the scene, but I want to do more than that. I don't, for me personally, and this is a personal deck building thing, I don't know if I want to introduce inconsistent draws for such a small addition. But again, personal deck building thing. Not faulting anybody for doing it. Not saying it's necessarily bad. No, I already know when playing these types of decks. Like, if you have mana that has to be spent certain ways, or like your Caverner Souls that can only be used to cast certain creatures, or, you know, anything that has conditions. You have Power Stones or anything like that. Like, you got to manually tap those first. No, Auto Tapper's doing it correctly, what it should do. But, you know, you got to manually be aware of what's going on. Opponents are quite slow today. Not sure what's going on. Opponents. Bueller. Okay, they're there. Wow, that worked. We normally do that, and the opponents just end up roping out. They actually were there that time. They responded to the Bueller call. That's awesome. That never happens. That's such an old reference, by the way, too. I don't even know how many people even still are even aware of that movie. Yeah, sure. Let's just get that out the way. Obviously, we're doing some type of reanimatory thing. Which means our Pinnacle Star Cage may not be great. This is also a little tough. Star Cage with all of our small cost artifacts. I mean, you could sack the Star Cage, I guess, if you need to at some point. I don't even know if I want to waste a torch on that, but I do want to remove graveyards. So that's a thing. This guy? I can just wait till they're ready to do something here. Let's just play a Basilisk Collar. Pass the turn. Yeah, that day off was definitely both stressful and fun. The craziest thing about that movie for me is where they try to roll back the odometer. So they put it up on the blocks or whatever and just have the wheel spinning in reverse, thinking that's going to, like, silly logic, but, like, you know, I get it. This will be fun. So that can enter as a 5/6. And then we can exile the graveyard. So let's see if they fill it up, because they might. Nope, they just got a land. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. Let's explore. All right. So then we get rid of everything. And then we just get rid of this thing. Oh, actually, no, we don't even have to. We could just use Star Cage to get rid of all these, because this costs 2. I mean, we get rid of our stuff, but it's fine. We had no way to see this coming. I thought they were going to go bigger than that. And then we're in Tezzeret territory. Okay, well, that's not fun. Haven't seen anybody play this deck in a minute. I wonder if this is just a holdover that they had from a previous season or something. Play this. I guess I'll just plus for now, because there's no reason to really minus and search. And then we'll just have more gas for later, I guess.
Work harder.
Alright. Oh, it's a 0. Puts a counter on a thing. I don't have any artifacts in hand. Alright, Marauder. You will get to draw a card here, because I will not be discarding anything. Enjoy your card, friend. What does it cost? 8 to sacrifice this? And you get a 2/2 cover for each token underneath. Well, damn. Alright, I guess we just go get something for now and just have it for later at this point. I guess worst case scenario, I can go get Magitech infantries and then just reuse, go search for another one. And then search and cast another. Oh, it just enters. Yeah. Alright. So we got counters back on Tezzeret. And Rubble Belt Maverick. That's cute. And then probably just minus this again. Go get one of these. Get rid of this biggin. I don't. Actually, I'm probably supposed to hold on to Ginger Brute. At least it can be unblockable at some point in the future.
My will is my own.
And then I'm trying to think what else we're doing here. What do you got? That? Yeah, sure. Awesome. Okay.
Soon you will grovel.
And another Overlord, of course. Why not? Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Man, I've seen so many decks that are playing a lot of stuff that aren't Control and aren't Badger Moles, but apparently some of y'all's experiences have been different. Souls of the Lost. Cool. You got it. Oh, then we just hard drew a reliquary. That's cute. Then I guess we go get the last one? Because why not? Get rid of the tapped one.
Already vast.
Okay, that was enough for them to concede. Yeah, I mean, this kind of looks like some of the other decks I've played with Tezzeret, and it makes sense. I don't have a real problem with it. It does what it should do. I mean, this is more about my like unexcitedness about Tezzeret than the deck. So like nothing wrong. Yeah, yeah, I could have got a lantern at some point. I just wasn't in a hurry because they weren't doing anything. So it's just like I can just let them fill up the graveyard and waste more cards in the meantime. If they would have actually done something threatening, then we go ahead and go get it, and I have a backup Tezzeret to go get probably even the other Dusk Rose Reliquary if we wanted to. But yeah, no, this is fine. I mean, as long as you can hold up early against the like hyper aggro stuff, like, seems fine. I don't have a problem with this. I mean, this game kind of is also like, you know, if they would have just dealt with Tezzeret at some point, we would have folded pretty quickly. But other than that, like, I get it. You built a deck that's just largely based around Tezzeret. So when he's not out, it's going to be a little less exciting. But yeah, it's fine. I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. Like, here's the tough part because I think there's a lot of people that would like to play a fun, good Tezzeret deck. I genuinely believe that, myself included. I just don't know what that looks like. Because even there, we were mostly just like, let's just go search for removal with Tezzeret. You know what I mean? Like, it did its job. Don't be wrong. Totally did what it needed to do. And in that match particularly, because you had graveyard artifacts, which is great. I just don't know how entertaining that is to build a deck around to play on a video. Because, like, Tezzeret is a very functional planeswalker. It's just not as exciting as a lot of the other ones. I think that happened to a couple other planeswalkers too, though. Like one of the blue white ones and a couple of the others. It's like they did some neat things and they were functional, but the decks around them weren't as exciting. It looks like a historic deck. That's fair. High in number ranks as the only stuff I see at RCQ. Well, see here, that's different. That's different. I would say what you see at RCQs is different than what you're going to see on the ranked ladder. I don't think those are the same things at all. We have this conversation a lot. I tell people, if you look at my channel, I play a lot of dumb stuff and still am able to get to Mythic. But I wouldn't play the majority of those if I was preparing for a qualifier. I tell people all the time, maybe 20% of the decks I build in a season would I even consider for a qualifier. Most of them, they're just good if you're going to play on the ladder. Those are very different experiences. Hey, Tall Paul, how's it going? All right. Anybody? Let me go see who else is in the queue. Do we have anybody? We have a couple of people. Somebody who can't be bothered to put their whole name in there. So I don't even know how to refer to you. A. That's just why would you have a username that's not it's A with a heart sitting in a lily pad? I don't even know what that symbol is. But anyway, are you still in the chat? Because I don't even know who or what this would be. I am completely dumbfounded. I don't think I've ever seen that in Discord, but hey, apparently it's a thing you can do. Artist X, there you go. You are still here. Fantastic. Yeah, it's weird. In the standard thing, it doesn't show. Okay, now it shows artist. I guess it changed. Fair enough. Anyway, you are there now. Do I think Clarion Dragon is good enough for best of one against Cub? There's a very interesting thing. Funny you asked that. I have a video coming out maybe in a couple days where opponent played the Clarion Dragon against particularly a thing I was doing playing Earthbending, and I think I still beat it, and they got 2 of those out. So, and one of them sat around for a couple of turns because I misplayed one of my cards. So I don't really know if I would say yes. Like, in theory, it seems like it does something, but I think that just has activated abilities, not triggered abilities, right? Because I think that's the issue. But yeah, let me look up this deck right quick, and we will take a look at this. Oops. Wrong one. Let's go here. Excellent. All right, let's get this deck list. This says Kaya Reanimator. This might be just an updated version of a deck we played before. Not that that's a bad thing. It'd just be interesting. Yeah, and I think that's the issue. Like, Earthbending is just a trigger. So, like, it comes into play, you still get your tokens. So, if you're playing it to stop Earthbending, then no. It doesn't do anything. Activated is something, get something, right? Triggered is just when a thing happens, this other thing happens with no additional cost. It's more like mana dorks and planeswalkers. Yeah, sure. I mean, you keep them from tapping for mana, but if you just have a 3/3 bum while they're still playing other stuff and getting 4/4s and 5/5s, like, that's not gonna help you win the game. I mean, it keeps them from ramping, sure, but that's kind of the only thing it does. You'd be better off just killing a creature or exiling a creature or whatever than you would just letting all the creatures sit there. So yeah, let's take a look at this thing. I don't even know what we're working with here. We've got Novus Inspectors. So we're using all those to make tokens for Kaya, and then Kaya's trying to get us one of these. Oh boy. All right, I'm gonna say this before I even play it. This deck probably works, but you're taking the long way to get there. Like, there's just so many easier ways to reanimate. Like, you're just taking the long path to do it in this day and age. But yeah, I'm still gonna play it. Oh, Tall Paul, trust me. I've explained so many things with Magic. Like, I've figured out easy ways to explain a lot of stuff. Who puts their decks here so that they get critique? I am not confident in my own brew. I'm not confident in most of my brews. That's why I try them and play them. All right, we'll keep this. This lets us put stuff in the graveyard with this. We got to find ways to discard the other stuff. Lively Dirge, I'm assuming that's mostly for finding Cavero. or Superior Spider-Man, as it were. Dun, 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 dun. Are they also reanimating, is the question. Because they very well could be. Let's find out. Maybe they're countering things. Nope, they're not. Or at least not with 2 mana. This creature exile an opponent's graveyard. We might need this. Like, I don't know that we do, but maybe. I mean, that being said, if they put stuff in the graveyard during our end step and then just play a Cavero, like, we can't do nothing about it. We can only get Jumbo Cactar right now, but that's not the worst thing. Lively Dirge. What else will we... I guess we could put an Arden in the yard, right? Let's try. See how the opponent feels about it. You didn't have a counter last time. Oh, I have to play a land first. What am I doing? Might as well show them the other mana too. Why not? Just making sure that's what I want to put there, but it's probably the right thing. Yeah. All right. I mean, I don't know what... I mean, they might be leaving up removal, so when we do reanimate, like, I don't know what they're doing here. Starfield Vocalist. Okay, then. Copy this guy. Get this guy. And that'll do it. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. You don't even need Kaya in this build. This is exactly what this deck should look like. And there's already multiple versions of this out there. We see it all the time, right? Some have red, some don't. But basically, fill the graveyard, use various reanimator spells. Even now, we could use Foggy Swamp Visions or whatever as a thing. And then just get the things out and win. Also, Foggy Swamp Visions doubles as removal for your opponent's graveyard, if you need it to be. But, yeah. That's just kind of it. Like, we would just play more games till we got the Kaya portion and get the tokens and then use the tokens to do it. But Kaya is just a long way to go. Like, it's the scenic route, if you will. It's more fun and interesting, but it's not the efficient way to get you to where you want to go. Oh, it is a meme for sure, but does it still work in this deck? Absolutely. Right? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. If a tool gets the job done, it gets the job done. But yeah, it's a fine deck. I mean, nothing to complain about on this one, but one game's probably all we need because we know how it works. The only difference is if we get tokens, then we get Kaya, and then we can turn a token into a thing in the graveyard and, you know, do the thing that way. But now that you have Foggy Swamp Visions and other stuff, like, you could just go that route, and it's probably going to be better, truthfully. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to turn 4. With Foggy Swamp Visions, you can turn 3. Because you can play things that make artifacts on 1 and 2, and then Foggy Swamp Visions, tap your artifacts, get 2 things out, and just win on 3. Like, you literally don't need Kaya. Like, believe me, I actually like this version because I played it before. But with Cavero and Foggy Swamp Visions, you just don't need Kaya. Because remember, you can tap artifacts to Waterbid. So you can go turn 1 artifact thing, turn 2 artifact thing, and then turn 3, tap your artifacts to Foggy Swamp Vision, assuming you've discarded something or whatever on 1 or 2, right? But you only need a Swamp Visions for 1 if it's a Arden, right? That's the big thing. Or you just do it on 4 with Zombify or whatever and still go for it. But Kaya, fun card. Don't get me wrong, but I think it creates a situation where you end up playing white where you just don't need to. Like black, green, blue, or splash red if you want to play Fear of Missing Out. You know, cards that individually are just more impactful are always really good. And Fear of Missing Out gives you another way to discard or whatever if you want to do that. Though some are just playing the 2/2 flyer that you can draw to discard, right? That's a thing. So there's a lot of ways they're filling the graveyard, and it gives you access to the saga, the one that's blue, black, green, to destroy something and then mill as well. When you use Unstoppable Slasher with the earthbending mechanic so that I can overwhelm the board and maybe get some through. I don't know if those play together. Like, it's not awful because you're just playing good cards. I just don't know if they do anything particular together. But all right, let's see what else we got here. Pokeron. Are we still in the chat? Pokeron. Because that's the other thing. We at least want people to be present. So if we want to chit chat about it or whatever, you are here. By the way, you made Gruul Terra deck. Avatar cards improve it, I think. That's interesting. I don't remember the last Terra deck I played. I think the last Terra deck I played was probably something with like Yuna or whatever, probably. Which is kind of just basic. Like, if I'm being honest, it's not exciting. So if there's something better to do with Terra, that's probably a fun thing. Oh, I copied the same list. Well, that was stupid. What did I do that for? Let me go grab Pokeron's actual list and not be a moron about it. All right, here we go. Now we'll have the right one. That makes way more sense. Fantastic. All right, now we're back in. What do we got? Oh man, y'all are gonna crush my wild cards today, aren't you? This says I need... Oh, that's just uncommons. For bitter work. All right, this will be fun. I'm not even going to look at what the rest of the deck is. I'm going to fly blind on this one. Oh, actually, I need to at least craft all the cards for it. That would be smart. Where were we just at? Here we go. Did you know, though, I realized this a while back. There's a little symbol at the bottom that just lets you craft all when you highlight a deck, which is pretty cool. I don't use it that often, but it's one of the things when I realized it was there, I was like, oh, that's a nice little button to have. Saves you a few clicks, which is good. All right, cool. We have everything. Now let's go hop in. You got to go into the Discord, go into the standard channel, post a link to wherever your deck is hosted. And we probably have space for 2 to 3 more free ones. And after that, they will only be paid spots. I mean, it's a $2 plus paid spot. Unless you're already a YouTube channel member, then it's free anyway. All right, let's keep it. Hey, it's a chocobo. Go figure. This puts me in a little bit of a spot here. Hey, a $5 super chat. Thank you, Darkin. Much appreciated. Said up, what up, PD? Grixis lesson control is mine. You're an inspiration to all of us, bro. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you. This is, man, I really, really, really want to, but I think I have to pass. I'm probably going to have to use the Abrade here. Yeah, you got it. What else are you playing? Yeah, we'd rather kill that. I was like, I don't want to rush to kill this thing because there's probably something scarier. By the way, and I don't mean this to insult anybody, but who runs into the play queue to just play, like, effectively tier 1 decks? Like, why is that a thing for people? What am I looking to do here? Probably play this, because there's a chance I get to play 2 spells next turn. You would have played FOMO immediately? No. If we played FOMO immediately, we could have been potentially in trouble. But not necessarily. Like, FOMO's probably fine, because if they tap out, then we still have a chance to kill it. Yeah, Order Annihilated. Do your thing. Actually, do I just block this here? Because we don't really care about the +1 that much from this. Though it does get to block more next turn. Yeah, I'm just going to take it. I don't know what else is in their hand. I'm sure we'll find out shortly. We did find a land, though. So let's do this. Turn one of these into a deuter. Get, I guess, another mountain for now. Play this one. And then play this. And then just decide if we want... Nah, this has to go. That's not even a question. Okay, I'm just going to save this to block, because I'd rather block with that than our fear of missing out. And it puts an enchantment and a creature. Oh, we already have an enchantment, so it just adds a creature to the graveyard. But if that's in there, and then all we have to do is flip a land, and then we could go off, kind of. Yeah, I think if you're going to hop in the play queue and you're trying brand new stuff or weird piles, like, yeah, it makes total sense. And maybe they're trying something new because it's got the new earthbending stuff and they want to take a look at it. So I'm not judging this opponent in particular. I'm just curious because I see that a lot when I'm testing decks. It'll be like somebody in there with like mono red just going. And it's like, okay, I mean, I guess you can, but why though? All right, and we're going to get 2 attack steps. I mean, technically we get 1 because, you know, they're going to block it with the bear. Okay, I guess we just don't do anything here, right? Kind of a boring no attack, but it's probably correct. We do get a lot of triggers here, though. Like, we're going to get to out landfall the landfall deck if our Titan lives. Question is, can we kill them? How many lands are we getting back? 1, 2, 3, 4, but 2 of them are Fable passages. So technically 6. I don't think we can. Like, I would like to believe we can, but I don't think we can. Oh gosh, why are we attacking here? Is this just to get land to trigger your Hydra? That has to be it, because I'm like, why are we running the 4 for you? Alright, well either way, we're kind of living on borrowed time, so we're just going for it, right? Take the 11, because we're going to die to a Hydra anyway. Alright. And a Bossing Say. Does that help us? Enters tapped. Oh, those lands all enter tapped. What am I doing? So we don't get a bonus there. Oh, and we lose our lands being in the graveyard. So we actually don't get another attack step here either. Yeah, we can't win. Dang, that's tough. You could play this, get another land, or another creature. But that might be it. I mean, turn one of these into a thing. What are we usually doing with the mana? Because I'm just realizing, like, we have firebending lands and stuff. But yeah, we don't have a way to win here. Like, yeah, we're just dead. All right, GG's, opponent. I'll assume they block at least reasonably appropriate. All right. I wouldn't even say our opponent drew crazy. Our opponent drew very normal for that deck, actually. Like they drew what that deck's just a good deck. I mean, it draws pretty well generally. I mean, I would argue that's not even a great draw because they still didn't draw like the Chocobo and stuff that would have doubled all that stuff. The play queue is where he ran into 14 hand control decks and 5 green out of 20 games. That's interesting. I don't, like I said, I don't see that many control piles for whatever reason. I usually just assume they're learning how to pilot the deck when I see a tier 1 in the play queue, but the Tifa decks and mono red decks still irk me because they drive themselves. Yeah, that's the thing though. I can't imagine. Like, I like giving people benefit of the doubt. So I like that logic. However, in the general scheme of things and how often we see it, I can't believe that that many people are building mono red or mono green or whatever for the first time, and because they don't know how it works or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's not really, the frequency makes that unbelievable to me. And I don't think I'm being irrational with that thought, which is why I ask. I still see a lot of discard decks, like only in the play queue though. I might play against 1 or 2 a week when I'm testing stuff on the ladder for videos, but that's about it. It doesn't happen very often. Let's go here into this. Go get, I guess, a forest. And then we go attacking. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Some people just want to beat up on bad decks or whatever, or try to steal wins not playing again. But it's such a weird thing to be like. It's like when I see people even showing up to local stores and wanting to beat up on the newer players while they're playing some like high-end deck or something. It's just a weird thought of, and I don't mean this to be derogatory because I've donated them before, but like it's like wanting them, asking us to cheer them being an able-bodied person winning the Special Olympics. You know what I mean? Like that's just a weird thing. But it's equivalent of being the same thing. I mean, I assume we will kill Fear of Missing Out here if you have it. That's 4 mana, and you still got things. All right. Sure, I'll take 2. Oh, and we got a bonus card. That's nice. Oh, I have to play that, though. But I do get to draw, so I get to draw 3. Hey, we drew better work. That's cool. And 3 more. All right. Now, Bitter Work says whenever you attack a player with 1 or more creatures with power 4 or greater, you get to draw a card. You exhaust it. You can Earthbend. Man. Okay. Well, we get to make a 4/4 here. So we'll turn you into a 5/5. Because we had 5 cards in hand. We could Bitter Work. No, I need 7 for that. I could do this to make just a big 7/7 land. I wouldn't hate that. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, there's a lot of cards we die to next turn as well if we're not careful. I don't even think we make another 5/5 land, because that doesn't really do as much. I think we just turn one of these into a dude. And then play a land. Play Bitter Work. We would get to draw a card. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, like, how do we not die here? Have to untap that just to see if we can force them to block it, but... Enduring Vitality. Why is this in here? You know what? I saw this in somebody else's deck with Earthbending, and I was a little bit surprised. Because, like, your decks already do a bunch of things that are making lands make mana or whatever. So, like, I'm not really sure the value of this. Hey, Darker Witch, how's it going? I mean, we're at 15. I don't think there's a reasonable way we die here. Good old Sephiroth. Where you're definitely not going to sack the bat and give me anything back. Like, we know that's not happening. Okay. Oh, I know who it is. My memory is still strong. I'm not that old yet. All right. Let's go ahead. Play a land. Let's put a counter here. Let's Earthbend here. And then we get to just attack that they have to block. So that seems reasonable. And our lands are Hexproof and Trample. Sure. It is MTG with Avatar stuff. It is the new set. Let's put a counter on this little guy. All right. I mean, even a sweeper would have been fine here because we just dropped 2 more creatures. Yep, GG's opponent, GG's. Kyoshi's just like a big body. It doesn't really do much, just keeps your lands from taking a beating. Alright, sure. And there's a Terra. Sweet. And more cards. Well, that was pretty good against a discard deck. I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't know here though, artists. Why the enduring vitalities? Yeah, exactly. Old people unite until 9 o'clock. Yeah, because I'm not. And I'm asking because you're not the first one I've seen do this. Like multiple people have put enduring vitality in their lists, and I don't know why. Because even when I played against it, opponent went like mana creature, mole, enduring vitality, and I was like, but your stuff already taps for mana. I guess your mole now taps for mana, but like that's not that exciting when all your stuff is either mana creatures or things that are turning lands into creatures anyway. This feels like it could just be some other creature. Or a removal spell or graveyard thing, whatever. It could just be a more versatile spell than what it is. You only needed an enchantment creature, that's it. So you're playing it just to meet the restrictions on fear of missing out? Is that the reason? See you later, Darker Witch. Yeah, so like if it's just for that purpose, I don't think it's even worth it because you have lots of other creatures and artifact or enchantments that you're going to be putting in the graveyard. If anything, I would say make that an artifact creature of some kind. You know, it could be the Wicker Folk thing. Not white, blue, or black. But yeah, there's other stuff it could be that either helps your mana, like Piggy Bank. It could be obviously Patchwork Beastie. I don't know how much we're putting into the graveyard, but it just feels like they could be other options. You know, Terra Mill 5 takes an enchantment, sure, but but why that? Like, what is it doing for you, other than being a 3/3 body? I guess is my real question. I mean, I guess there's some non-zero number of times the mana will matter, but more often than not, I don't know if because you don't even have stuff that's that expensive or have that many things you need to play in a turn. A lot of the times, like it's arguable that there's a lot of times you don't want to play a bunch of stuff so you're not overcommitting to the board, like we had a second ago, right? We had like 5 cards in hand and it wasn't worth playing everything. So, like, why not just have it be even if it's just a What else is there as far as like enchantments? Oh, we could play the other. Where's the cat? This thing. Enduring Courage is probably better. Right? That's got to at least do something. Your new things entering the battlefield get +2/+0. Like, that's got to at least have some more value than just a random thing to let us tap for mana. Because most of the time, like I said, when I drew it, I literally was staring at it going like, this is just going to be a 3/3. Like, sure, the fear of missing out could tap for a mana or whatever, but we're wanting to attack with it, right? These could tap for mana, but they're going to die soon anyway, so there can't be a real part of the plan, right? So it's like, what are we doing? Or you could play Brynhilder, right? This works in the, what's it called? The Delirium decks, just to get you access to more cards, to dig deeper, whatever, give something haste. So, I mean, there's other options, I'm just saying, of what you can play other than that, if we were looking for things to play. I think there's just more value there. Hell, it could be argued you could play more Overlord of the Boiler Bilges over that. And plus, it's only a one of anyway, so you're not going to hit it all that often. So I just as well just make it another Overlord or something and just have removal. Or, you know, damage later or something. Like, there's just a lot of things it could be, is what I'm saying. And Overlord works with your Firebender Ascension. Also weird that there's just one. I just realized I just drew 2 1-ofs in the deck a second ago. Are those even necessary for what we're doing? Because I just realized we don't have much that actually triggers this. Right? Because Terra doesn't. Fear of Missing Out obviously does, but. And then Overlord. I think that's it. The 2 Overlords and the. Yeah, I don't think any. Oh, I guess technically with Bitter Work, that does count, right? So I guess that's a thing. Yeah, this is fine. It just needs a little bit of cleaning up, is all. Yeah, it just needs a little bit of cleaning up. But yeah, it was fine. It was fun. I would play it a little more. Nothing wrong with that. I dig it. You could also play a Boomy if you wanted to. Just saying. Boomy's pretty nice. Quantities explained you don't have more yet. No, that's fine. I totally get that too. There's gonna be a lot of times people submit decks and you're just playing what your resources allow you to play. Like, that's totally a real thing. All right, what do we got here? Artist, you tried to hop back in the queue. I see you. I'm deleting that. We already did one of yours. It's 1 per person. Don't be that person. Come on now. Let's see. Who's next? That was Pokeron. Deck around and find out. Okay, that's a name. You know, okay, I'm going to tell y'all something real. Sidetrack while I'm looking up this person's deck. But y'all, if I could give y'all one bit of advice, actually, I could probably give you a lot of advice, but this is a real one. Make a normal email address for you to put on resumes. Like, y'all would not believe the number of resumes I have looked at that are like, I'm trying to think of like one of the most egregious ones. It was like, what was it? It was something like hot guy blonde lover 42 or something like that. And that was this dude, like, he put on a resume, that was his contact email. And I'm like, we can't. Like, you don't have the wherewithal to set up at least a free email address that's just like your first name, last name, maybe your name and the type of job at Gmail or Yahoo or whatever. Like, if y'all have one of those types of email addresses that's like Fantasy Star 85 or whatever, like, that's probably costing you some jobs. Even if they're clean and just nerdy or whatever. Like, if you're going to a nerd spot, you're applying at Card Kingdom or Box Lunch or whatever, and it's like Avatar Fan 87, or okay, cool. You know, you'll probably fit in. It's probably not gonna be a big deal. If you're trying to get an office job, probably not the best. They probably won't even get the reference. But for real, just saying, that's a real thing. That is legitimately, and I have talked to other people that own businesses, other people that are managers that have to interview people, look at resumes. very, oddly, very common thing. And I don't know why, because I would think people would understand, but it's just a thing. But that's the thing. If you use it for socials, fine, right? Like, I have several that I've used for different things over the years for special clubs. I made special ones for convention stuff, whatever. I get it. But if I'm putting it on a resume, it's literally just going to be my regular DQ Watson email, right? If I'm doing anything official, it's just that. Or if it's for any of my social content, it's powerdragoncontent@gmail.com, right? That's it. Right? That's all you need. Okay, this is NWeb Station. It says, cool. Yeah, this should be fairly normal. You know what? I saw somebody play this card for the first time against me. You'll probably see it in a video in like 2 days. And I literally just stared at the card because I was like, I don't know. I guess I forgot this was a Magic card, but I'm like, okay, I guess. Granted, I'm going to tell you right now, I get it if you're playing it for resource reasons because it's a common. But I don't like any card, even for this, that's just a dude that just doesn't do anything, right? Even if it meant in webbing for 1 more mana, but I get a reusable effect or something, you're just going to be happier with it. That'd be my first bit of advice before we even play the deck. Livewire says, I was growing up when emails were starting. I had my first name, last name, no numbers or punctuation locked down as a Gmail. Yeah, see, that's OG. And I get it why people have to put the numbers, but I'm like, there's so many other ways you could put your name in there. You could put dots or periods or dashes or, shorten your first name or whatever. Oh, I get that it's a 3/3 for 1. I want more abilities for my thing. Now, if you're in a situation where you're comboing with it and you just have a way to generate 1 mana over and over and over, then that makes way more sense. Because then you're just using it to pick up something, replay a thing, pick up something, replay a thing. And just being 1 mana is where you want to be. Yeah, we're going to keep this. But this is the situation right now, right? Like, I can play this on turn 2. And it's cool that I will have a 3/3. But it's a 3/3 do nothing. And arguably, nothing is still something as it's a 3/3 for 1 mana. But I would almost rather have some multiple power. Oh, that's cute. I can at least pick that up. Like 3/4 or something that's making me tokens or whatever for 2 mana and just not have the Llanowar Elf or whatever. But that's also a personal preference. But yeah, at least here we can pick up the elf, replay the elf. All right. First name, last name is the same as first name dot last name. Well, sure, yeah. But, I mean, you can hyphenate it and whatever. There's other things you can do. And you can also put last name, first name. You could put first initial, last name. Like, there's a bunch of ways to do it. It only sucks if your name is just, like, James Williams or something, right? Because there's, like, 85 of those. 85 million, probably. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, this is legendary. Crap. Then I guess we're not doing much of anything. I guess just playing this and passing. All right. Do. And there's still people that use other email servers still. I still see a lot from like Yahoo and stuff like that. Even though Gmail is the most common at this point. Oh, yeah, so you're just playing a straight up fairy deck. That's cool. I hadn't seen that card in a minute. Choose a number between 1 and 10. 3. And then we can't play stuff that costs that, right? Whenever opponent casts a spell with 3 mana value, power, or toughness equal to the number chosen, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. Alright. So now every time I play one of these, I'll lose 2 life and they draw a card. Fair enough. Let's go ahead and just do this. I guess play this. Man, I'm just going to end up cycling this, huh? There's really nothing else going on here. I mean, I guess it could destroy their Tarion, but why not? Alright, just pass. Alright, what is this thing? Mocking Sprite for a 2-1. Instant and sorcery spells cost 1 less to cast. Well, that's interesting to note. Alright, what if I play this? You don't have a counter for that. Huh. Alright. Go attacking? I mean, it's a 5/5. End the turn? Quick study. Get you 2 cards. Oh, yeah. This get lost is definitely better than this. Like, the cycling's convenient, but you don't really want to be cycling. You want to be attacking and doing stuff with this pile. These turn into 3/5s. Okay. Well, that's a thing that happened. So what if we test the waters? Oh, wait, we have to get this to 12? Oh, my goodness. I thought I had to get to 8 for some reason. Well, that's a problem. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to attack for 5 here. Alright. Sleight of hand. This is a lot of cards they're going through. Yeah, for sure. I just got the next white that I could start chaining to do the thing. But I also wasn't sure what they were going to do, so Gallon Strike might have needed to kill something like another Talion or whatever that shows up. But it appears to not be a thing. So, alright. Oh, hey, look at you. You'd have been good a while ago. Yeah. Am I attacking to just trade with an elf? What do I want to do here? I have options, at least. I think I'm just attacking. Like, let them figure it out. You do whatever you're going to do here. If you double or triple block something, fine. Like, I think we're okay with that. I mean, they're at 6. They've got to do something here. Wow, just single blocking. Okay. And no kill spell or anything? Wow. That's a bit of a surprise. Huh. I don't even know if I want to pick that up. I think I'm just going to play this straight up here. Return target spell to its owner's hand? Sure. And then we'll just replay it anyway? What do you have left in hand? We'll call instant, I guess. And then we'll just juice this one. Alright. Yeah, I mean, everything they're doing is on blocking duty now, though, right? Which through the Omen Pass cards are legendary. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's a surprise what's a legendary and what's not these days. Sure, it's locked down, brother. Yep, you got it. Well, that's cute. Now we will go ahead and web this. Oh, nope, because I have to still legendary. Damn it. All right, well, guess we're just attacking then. All right, they're just decided they're just giving up the ghost there. Fair enough. Yeah, I think this one's fine. I feel like we might be going for size over utility potentially. And this also feels a little bit like we might be wild card restricted, which if we are, I understand. Wow, we're playing Gallant Strike and Get Lost instead of. All right, sure. Yeah, I don't know. This is fine. I feel like we did in web stuff before, and I just felt like we were more able to be more aggressive with the other versions we built. I don't know. Maybe, hold on. But I think it's because we were also playing like this guy that makes an extra body, the one or two of these, but that's because we had red in the deck. This one doesn't. And I don't remember if we played this or not. If we did, we maybe just had like one copy. But then we were playing other stuff that you could bounce that had utility stuff that like put counters on things and whatever. And that allows you to do a little bit more. Because even if we could pick these, except for cases where we wanted to combo to like, you know, trade out Yara for Darvel, assuming we had the white mana, the fact that it was just like one white wasn't that much, truthfully. And multiple people seem to want this card to be playable or good. And I have not had, like early when it came out, I tried 5 or 6 times. And this is just inefficient at doing what it does. Like, yes, you could pick it back up and make it larger later or whatever, but you just never want to, right? That's just not an efficient turn. So, I don't know. I mean, can you move counters around? Sure. But you could also just be playing something that puts counters on stuff anyway, and then just bouncing that thing over and over and giving you some utility. So, like, it's neat, but it's not great. Yeah, I mean, but here's what I'm saying though. Like, you do all that to station the ships, and then cool, you have a 4/6, I guess, whatever the ship turns into, and you're like 4/4 body, assuming they both survived, you had all the white mana you needed. But could those have just been other things that are adding to the battlefield, and then you just pump your ship later anyway? Yeah, but like the station loop, at least for me, isn't that good because it doesn't do a lot. Like, they'll let you copy an artifact or an enchantment, but that's basically just this. You know what I mean? And the mana from, like, in Vendo almost never matters. Like, I tried it in a bunch of lists. You play it in decks like Kona, like just so you have something to tap to it for no cost. But it almost doesn't matter. Like, we had this ranked as the lowest of the lands, I think, or the planets when it came out. At least I did. Turns out the red one was actually lower. I thought the red one was going to be slightly better than this. They're both kind of equally mediocre, except the green one at least makes sense to show up in some of the decks with Kona. And here I get it too. If you just need something to tap so you could use your in web cheaply, yeah, you play them because they're utility for what the deck does. But yeah, um, could we do the thing so we could loop and do the stuff? Like, sure, but you're not really adding to the battlefield at all. You're just, and that's if you have the frigate. If you don't have the frigate, then you just have other 3/3s that aren't doing anything. That's my concern. I would like some other creatures like Broodguard Elite. I think is just I honestly I border on calling this a bad card in the sense that even in decks, hell, even in my commander deck, where I care about having +1/+1 counters, this doesn't even make the cut there. And I only play like casual level commander. So like it has the right words and it actually does something, but it's not efficient at all at doing what it's trying to do, and there's other cards just do it better. Example, you could just play Miles Morales or Kryn, I guess it is. And then for 2 mana, you're just putting 2 counters on 2 things, right? You don't have to wait till you get to the following turn to play this as a. Well, no, you'd have to wait till the. Yeah, you'd play it as a 3, I guess, so you can get 2 counters on it. Then when it dies, you get to put 2 counters on one thing. But then you don't have anything else on the board. You just made like one bigger creature. Whereas this is letting you still build your board. You're just pumping up other things. Granted, this version doesn't have white mana, or red mana, I mean, so like maybe you don't play this, but things that add to the board or even make other tokens or do whatever are just going to be better, I think, than the Elite. Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, I get why the lands are there. Totally. I'm not saying anything about take the lands out. I get what they're doing in here. It's another case where I don't think the deck needs split up, but I get why it's there. I know people like having sweepers as a defense mechanism, and in this, at least you control your creatures being tapped or untapped, so it makes sense to have it here. So I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm just not excited about the thing. But again, it's your deck, not my deck, and it still won the game. So you know, it is what it is. There's a reason we all get to play different stuff. But yeah, that would be my concern. Is outside of those particular 1 mana things, it's not really doing a lot. I feel like we drew one of the better case scenarios for the deck, and also didn't have somebody with any removal or anything for the stuff we were doing because we had no defenses, and had they got rid of the frigate, we really wouldn't have had much going on. We would just had like this 3/3 sitting there, you know. So yeah, just something to think about. But again, it's your deck, not mine. So I don't get to make the choices there. But yeah, there's a lot of things you could do within web for sure. Just because the flexibility of tapping and untapping stuff, it does leave a lot of options available for sure. What else do we got? That was the ground. We're probably getting to Lantern, so Baker 08, you're probably not going to get covered today, friend. Unless you're on the donation train. Because we still have 4 more people even before we get to that. Oh, can't do that. What am I doing? Do. So it looks like Lantern will be the last in the free queue. And then it'll just be donation queues after that to both skip the line and extend the stream. Dun, 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 dun. Let's do that. All right, now I think we're good. Let's bring that in here, see what we got. Oh no, it's something else that's going to crush my wild cards. What is it? Grixis Lesson Control? Oh man, I love you, but I'm going to pass on this one. Like, I don't. Like, I might at some point need to spend the wild cards on Rise of Sozin, but like, these others, I'm not even interested. Like, I think we've seen so many versions of Lessons at this point too that I'm not excited to play this one. Like, I do appreciate that you're at least trying to do all the different avatars, which is kind of neat. But otherwise, this is just another version of Lessons that's like your finisher just being the avatars instead. I would rather down the road play this, like clean it up and play it as maybe as a video for the channel and just make it about playing all the avatars or something. But I will let you resubmit if you have something else. This is also going to be a long game playing this because it's a control deck. Your finishers aren't till later. Like, it's when I'm trying to get to multiple people, this isn't something that I probably should be playing. not saying that the deck's bad. The deck might actually be reasonable. I just don't think it's a good content deck right now. And after having seen and tested and played against a bunch of lessons already, I think I'm gonna let that one ride. If you want to submit something else, you'll still be in the free queue. I'll put you after Lantern, and we can get around to it. Yeah, that one's just a unique situation of just we've seen a lot of it. That's just a slightly different version of it, and I will let you submit something else. Let's go to Lido next. Let's see what we got. But like I said, that's something I would probably do later in the season as a theme deck of like how many avatars can we squeeze in that aren't Aang? Yeah. And try that as a deck. I would probably do that. I want to try Iroh with lessons. I'm not sure. Like, I want to do the same. I'm just not sure if Iroh is particularly great other than just like a one of in there. Yeah, this is just Star Cage deck. Like, literally, it came up as a number 2 because I have multiple versions of this that we played. This looks just like the one we've played on the channel in the past, minus the Dawn's Truce, because I definitely wasn't playing that. But yeah, this should just max out Voice of Victories. Yeah, but this is kind of par for the course. So we will not be playing this one because this is just a standard deck right now. Like, there's variations of cages. They're all good. No need for me to play it. We all know that cage decks are good. Feel free to submit something else if you want to, Lido. But yeah, the cage decks are already just a known quantity. I'm trying to like play stuff that's different that we haven't seen or has a slightly different build or whatever. Because again, we don't want people just rolling in here and just saying like, "Hey, look, I have this different version of Demir mid range." It's like it's kind of the same thing though. All right, let's see what this is. Whose deck was this? Next up is Loftek. And same thing for Lido and Darkin. If y'all have other decks you want to submit, you will be after Lantern, who is after Loftek. All right, let's see what this says. It says 2 tiny whiteys. All right, that's a name. For the record, we used to just call that white weenie back in the day, which is, in hindsight, more problematic, I would assume. Sure. This is I mean, all right. Cool. Let's go for it. Why not? Let's see what we got happening. I have a different mono white I've been messing with, not this one. So let's see what's up. But yeah, I do think lessons aren't bad. Yeah, Darkin, you're still good. Like, you'll still be next in line. We just gotta get you another deck. If we have time, maybe I'll come back to that as the last deck. I have a work friend who used to play back in the day, and every time he says white weenie, I'm like, you know we're at work, right? Like, yeah, I totally get that. That's the right response. Super sad just to support. Thank you so much, Livewired. Yeah, we'll keep this. We get to play double Momos, though the second Momo doesn't benefit from the first Momo, but still. We get to play 2 Momos. Though, now that I'm looking at the list, how many things really benefit from Momo 1? Because now I'm looking, I'm like, we're playing Cosmogran and Sun Pearl Kirin. Like, I don't. Oh, you killed the wrong one. You're supposed to kill the other one. At least I had something else. Let's scry. Another Cosmogran Zenith. Alright, sure. I'll assume the first one's gonna die. If it doesn't, that's a bonus. But I will assume it will. Hey, Robert John Loftus. How's it going? Well, we definitely don't like that. That much I know. So let's get this out of the way. And I don't know if I want to wait. I'm just not even going to play the Sun Pearl Kieran here. Like, it would be nice, but I'd rather not waste it. Because, like, if they just go to kill... Well, I don't even know if we care about protecting the Sun Pearl or the Cosmo Grand Zenith. Maybe I should have just played this. Because we have a backup already. Well, okay. That's the thing that happened. And then Strategic Betrayal. Sure. Why not? Fortunately, we have things we can do. People love these black decks, though, that are basically just piles of removal. We see a lot of them still floating around. I warped the Shepherd for one, then bounced the Shepherd back to use it for the next turn. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. It's like a thing. I don't know how efficient it is, but it's a thing you could do for sure. I mean, they had to assume we were going to block, right? Cool. You have my Sun Pearl, Kieran, I guess. You get to block a Momo? Like, congrats. They don't even get to block a Momo. Alright, so here I would like to maybe pre-combat, bounce Momo, play Momo, so I could attack with the wall. Yeah, probably. Or attack through the wall, I mean. And then put counters on things. Alright. And now I have a couple of flyers that are going to be harder for them to deal with. Hey, Gobbler, how's it going? Yep, Caustic Exhale. Which, if you're playing Exhale, makes me think the 4/4 Dragon's probably in there somewhere. But who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong. Then you'll attack, and I lose half my life, and blah, blah, blah. But I'm just going to block your guy. Actually, am I even going to block your guy? Whatever, we'll just take it. Whatever, I go down to 10. Yeah, that's fine. Go attacking. You're not blocking. No, you actually are blocking. Impressed. Alright. What you got here? You weren't supposed to kill it, but they do take 2. So I don't mind that. They go to attack. We would go to 8 and then to 4. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh no, that's not what we wanted to draw at all. That's the worst case scenario. Alright, I'll hold on to it just in case they have the 4/4 dragon, because we'll have to discard something to kill it. Well, that changes everything. Gosh dang it. Alright. Sure. That works, I guess. I was about to say, like, no shelter or nothing? This is interesting. So, we could still die. Because, I mean, we're definitely still going to attack here. But, if they just have the 2/4 demon, we just die. Right? That's how this works? All right. You got it. Hey, we drew a thing. So if I warp this for 2, what could I get? Let's go find out. Oh, actually, you know what? We could go get a pixie, then bounce our thing, and then play it again. Okay, that's a thing we could do, right? Return this. Then do it again. And then get probably another pixie. And then just bounce the shepherd since it's going to go away anyway. Alright, no attacks. Good times. Yeah, that's fine. We block with this. Sure. Like, whatevs. We will attack, because we get to make a 1-1, right? When it goes to 4, we can do this. Get another pixie. I mean, this might just be overkill. Realistically. And then I'll do this again, but just go get a Momo. The one that lets us scry or whatever. This one. Nope. Yeah, that's the one, right? Yeah. Playful Pet. And then we'll just play this. Sounds great. Alright. If I would have unlocked the dollhouse last turn, my 2 pixies would have each been 3/3s, I guess, because they had... Oh, no, they wouldn't have had counters. The first one wouldn't have been. Oh, this turn could I have done it? Yeah, probably, yeah. But it doesn't really matter. Game still wins. The opponent really had nothing there, so it didn't matter. Besides, I'd rather do the cool things with the deck that people are playing than just outright win if we can do something cool. But yeah, this is unique for sure. I have some mono white decks, but I haven't put together anything like this. Has cards I like in it though. The new Momos are cool. I like the Dollhouse Porcelain Gallery situation. Yeah, it's kind of neat. I'd be curious how it holds up against some of the other stuff, but it's kind of cool. I dig it. All right. Who is next up? We have... Lantern is next. Also, still, Lido, if you have another deck you want to get into the queue, let me know. And get that in there. This is for a Quint Zuko list, it says. All right. This sounds interesting. Oh, looks like I'm going to have to craft more things. What do I need to make? Some Zucos? How many Zucos does he need? You're playing 3 of them. Okay, sure. That's fine. Quint's Insights and Quintoria's Con. Okay, I see what we're doing. All right. Sure. I'm going to say this about the deck. This feels like a lesser version that we already had of this deck that maximized the Carnosaurs, the Red Dragon Storm, whatever, and then just tried to basically combo off all in a turn. I think, Gobbler, if you're going to submit at this point, you have to make at least a $2 donation either on Twitch or on YouTube because the free queue is now full. this will be interesting. Reality Fulcrum's hanging out in here. This is doing some things for sure. But I think, not sure till we play it, of course. But we might have made an inferior version of a thing that already existed. But yeah. The other version was just red white, if I remember right. And you should be able to look up like Quintorius combo deck or something or whatever. But yeah, it's been around for a minute. It was popular for a couple of weeks, like 2 seasons ago, where when it was first discovered, and a lot of people were playing it. But I get what we're doing to try to take advantage of Zuko. I just don't know if we need to. If the black is bringing enough to the table. Though people do love them some outrageous robbery. That's for certain. Let's see. And then we just get to deal damage with this. We're playing lands. We have no black mana with this hand. But we do get to draw with Quint's Insight. I'm going to gamble it. Let's see. We just have to find mana. I'm going to put faith in the deck. Okay, that faith might have been misplaced. This might be a quick one. Raucous audience. So they're just doing some hard ramping. All right. Yep. All right. GG's opponent. We're just going to move along and try this again. There's nothing to apologize for. Like, I'm the one who kept the bad hand. Like, I knew I was gambling. I just hoped we would draw any useful land in those first 3 draws, and we didn't. Like, I could have mulliganed. People wanted that Squall to be good, too. But, man, it turned out to not be good. Huh. We have Verges that make black, and then we have these for the off colors. All right. How many things do we have of our own that we even want to blink with this? I'm just now realizing that. Like, is that a thing we even really do in this deck? Yeah, I'm getting the vibes of... Huh. What does this do again? Oh, it lets you... But you can only use the mana to play the stuff that's from exile. I'm probably just getting rid of outrageous robbery here. Star Cage is cute. All right. Wow, opponent's doing nothing here. That's exciting. All right, well, I guess this is not going to be good in this matchup. Got your first counter? I mean, obviously, that's what we're doing. Yeah, of course. Like, who's surprised by that? Wow, Head Shredder, though. That's not something I saw coming. Okay. Pass? I don't think we're using Appa here, but we can at least remove graveyards with this thing. Because this is... Oh, you still have to crew it, and then it puts lands in the yard or whatever. Alright. What all you got in there? Just 2 spells? Sure. Blink always sings stronger. We've played some in Standard that are pretty good. Golly. Okay, well, at least if that gets crewed, we could kill it. I guess I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't know. Okay, Cruel Claw's Ice. That's a thing. Yeah, let's gift them a card. We want to look at max options. Really? You walk into the play queue and you're rolling with Singularity Rupture? Some people do not like fun, let me tell you. What do you do? Alright, Surveil, and then at the beginning of your instep, you can pay 8? Alright, sure. You got it. In the turn. They do have stock up. Yeah. Actually, I should have just played this in response to the stock up, right? Because I'm assuming they'll get at least a land here they can play. Oh, I guess not. Look, because I was patient, we're gonna get rewarded. We get to get rid of more things from their yard. That's cute. They do have all the mana they need, I guess. Let's get rid of the graveyard. Hey, there we go. Appa, Appa, Appa. I don't think you're... I don't think we need this. I don't think this is their route to victory. I think it's just a tool for other things to get their lands onto the battlefield. Let's go ahead and just... Actually, let's make a token first. Alright. What's funny is if I use this on them, they will get all their lands. So it kind of backfires if we actually cast it. I just realized that. That's really funny. We've been seeing a lot of the end. People are using that to try to get at earthbending decks. So not shocked that that's a thing. So we get to attack for 9. Even if they do have the sweeper, we get to flash in Appa. And that's probably it. Don't have 7, so we can't do that and Zuko. Alright, I guess we're just attacking. And then pass the turn. Didn't really get to do much. I mean, lack of interaction from the opponents and such. What is this? Destroy all creatures, enchantments, draw a card for each from destroy this way, blah, blah, blah. Destroy all creatures and enchantments. What if I just flash all my things and they just get one thing? Alright. I'm here for it. Yeah, sure. It's going to die anyway. Oh, I can bounce this too. Never mind. I can get all of it. And the reason I didn't wait to do it with Appa is because, like, they were going to be at 6 anyway, so Appa wouldn't kill them. Alright. Any chance... I was thinking that you could have been a land. Would have been great. So now what do we do? I kind of still want... I guess we just Zuko. And then pass the turn? Another cornucopia, so here comes more life. Stock up, yep. Strategic betrayal. I'm going to do this. Keep the Zuko. Do we care about their graveyard? I'm going to assume not. That doesn't look like a thing they're doing. So we can put a 1 counter on each creature that left the battlefield. Let's just scry and gain some life here. Those seem fine right now. We need 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So only need 1 of these, really. That's fine. And then I'll get rid of this. I mean, admittedly, they still have mana from their cornucopias and stuff, but, you know, 'tis what it is. Wait, the opponent had 70, 80 cards? I just realized that. That's amusing. Let's go ahead and cast this, because this is an instant. Use some of that free mana. Yep, have you some cards, friend. If we cast this, I'll still have 2 mana left over. Sure. Just so we get an extra point. Oh, actually, we get 2 points because we deal 1 from Quint's Insight. That's fun. All right, opponent's at 4. I guess we just end the turn. Oh my gosh, again? All right, sure. No lie, this is such a drag of a deck to play against in the play queue, but hey, it's doing well though. But I think this would lose to most efficient build. If this was the combo build, they would have already been dead. I'm just gonna scry here. Oh. Oh. Hold on. We can attack for 3, get 1 point from this if we play the land. And then we could still robbery for 3, 4 if we wanted to. I think we robbery first. I think. All right, let's do that. And then we attack for 3. I'm just going to robbery now while they're tapped out. Let's just go for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we know we have Quint's Insight on top, so we could try to damage them for the difference. I don't know if we'll get to. Though they'll probably just mill us out at this point. We only have 36 cards. And I'm sure they're playing more of the Singularity. All right, sure. You got it. Yep. And we're at a whole 12. What's the backside of this thing? When I transform, I'm going to take an extra turn. Sure, you got it. Congrats. GG's. Assuming you can find a creature or something to crew your other vehicle. If you don't hit something, it's going to be very sad. Oh, they got Lance. Oh, wait, that's a dude, right? There you go. GG's. Fantastic. I was hoping you'd find something. All right. Yep. That's about how I thought it would happen. We're doing a lot of things where you just don't need Zuko. I'm not sure what the deck looks like for Zuko, to be honest, because I've also wanted to build something for it, and I haven't found anything I like yet. But in this particular build, there's just a lot going on that just doesn't need to be, truthfully. We're playing a lot of kind of random cards that are just trying to solve some bits and pieces problems that don't necessarily all go together, is the issue. So I think that would be my biggest takeaway. Because, like I said, we already have versions of this that are playable. I mean, the red-white ones were already good. We added black for, like, Cruel Class Heist, which isn't really doing a lot, and it needs double black. Zuko, which I get, you're getting to put extra counters on things, but you don't even have that many creatures. So then ultimately we're mostly getting the benefit of the firebending, but we also don't have that many instants. So like Zuko's mostly just hanging out. I mean, it's kind of weird to say, but the deck would be better just going like, hey, more Carnosaurs, more Quintorius Khan, Appraiser, the enchantment that gives you like +3/+1, I think it is, and it also has Discover. So like, but I think that's what all that was. Like, because again, like, okay, we're gonna Avatar's Wrath, but like, what are we even picking up? Like, maybe a Praiser Dragon. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, we're playing Zuko, but I would ask you what the real benefit to Zuko is, right? We only have 15 creatures, and you don't even have things that are really making creatures. So you're not even often going to be putting counters on anything. You're just putting counters on Zuko, right? So if Zuko was just a better creature or something that had an ability that helped the deck more, you'd just be better off. Because again, we also don't even have that many instants, so we can't even really take advantage of the fire bending. Like, I just happened to draw a Decadent Dragon, which is one of the few things we could use with it. And then I guess there's a world where you can get like a cool outrageous robbery, you know, if Zuko lived for that long. But the problem is you have so few creatures that usually Zuko's not going to be around because their creature removal's going to kill the one thing you have that's worthwhile. You know what I mean? So yeah, just, well, same thing with Appa. Appa can't be a engine because you don't have that many things. Like, you have to get stuff, like Appa has to hit the battlefield, stay on the battlefield, and you also have to have things exiled to take advantage. So you would need like Decadent Dragon on 3. Well, no, because even then you'd need to play a land before playing Appa to play Appa on 4. So that doesn't even work. I was like, maybe if you took some things and you had a land from them and then you played that, but like even that doesn't really do the thing. Yeah. It's just an odd casting cost where it fits in with what you're trying to do. It's a lot. It's a lot happening, and I get it because this is kind of the popular deck building mistake, and I've gone down this path multiple times. You're kind of looking at the words that all go together, right? You're like, oh, things that exile, and then if I play something from exile, and then like Fire Lord Zuko says if I play something from exile, and Appa says if I play something from exile, and the Quinsight Insight says if I play something from exile, cool. But then it's like, if I put them all together, they don't actually work together. You know what I mean? Like, because Quinn's Insight's cool, but I also have to be fueling my hand, or else at some point this doesn't do much. And then I need some other number of creatures to have this be good. But then I don't necessarily want to just waste Appa just to make tokens. But I don't have anything really to bounce other than the Quinn's Insight that I actually want out there because I want to get the bonus points for playing stuff from exile. Right? Like, it's just each of the cards needs other pieces. They don't need each other. I think is basically it. Like, they need other pieces to do what they're doing. They don't need each other to do what they're doing. Unless you went really heavy, like into Quint's Insights, Zuko, just other things that exiles. I mean, there's not that many things though that are worthwhile to play. Like, you'd have to max out like Decadent Dragons and Appraisers, and yeah, I don't know. It would have to look very different, I think, to take advantage of everything. That's my takeaway from it. All right. I think that takes us to, that was Lantern's deck already. So, first thing, Lito, did you have something you wanted to resubmit before I get to the tail end here? If Lito does not have something else to submit, I will probably take the plunge on Darkin's deck, and we will do the thing. I'll just hate myself later. All right, all right. Let's go back down here. I think it's still in here. Is it or isn't? Oh yeah. This was this it? No, that was somebody else's from the other day. See, we've had so many lessons decks in here, I can't remember which it was. Grix's Lesson Control. Here we go. It was this one. Yeah, we've been seeing so many lessons deck. Like, everybody's building them right now. And I get it, because it's just like, I get to play good spells that also give me another benefit because they're lessons, right? It's kind of an easy deck building thing. The Daily Indoctrination. Choose target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land permanent. The player discards a card. You can earthbend 2. It'll quench you. Obviously, Accumulate Wisdom's like the best lesson, honestly. Alright, so what does Avatar Kuruk even do? Scry 2, then discard. And then when you cast a spell, create a 1/1. Should we even be playing this? Like, scry 2, draw. I mean, this will cause cast this, waterbend to all creatures get -2/-2. I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, is this our only sweeper in the deck? So this makes sense. If we're going to play it, we got to play at least 3 of those. That I'm on board with. This just, I would rather just have more Legend of Roku than Legend of Kuruk. Because this just gets me the 3 cards, and then I get extra mana, and then I just get a better body on the backside, and I don't have to be tricky. It's like, I'd rather just do that, and then play some other useful card in the last couple of slots. So, I think I'm going to do that, because Legend of Roku is just, feels to me like just a better card. Especially if you need to close the game out at that point. Because, like, making 1/1 spirits is cool, but they also can't block or do anything, and you're a control deck. Like, you don't want to be taking the damage, so you'd rather just have a bigger body. Like, getting the 1/1s doesn't really matter. And the water bending doesn't greatly matter because, one, it's a 4/3. It's probably just going to die. And you're not going to have 20. Realistically, if we do, the game is way out of hand anyway for the opponent. Like, scrying and drawing 1 is nice, you know, but I'd rather just go, hey, just give me the 3 cards. Especially for the same cost. Just give me the 3 cards and the extra mana to play the cards. One of them, at least one's probably going to be a land. So I'd rather just do that. I'm not going to waste the wild cards. I don't even see where I would play the Legend of Kuruk, truthfully. Yeah, I just don't see that being a thing. And also, this was at 62 cards? No, we cut 3, added 1. Okay, never mind. I was like, that math wasn't mathing for a second. All right, and we're not playing any other creatures otherwise. Ozai's Cruelty, what is this? Deal 2 damage to target player. That player discards 2 cards. I mean, I get it, because it's a lesson, and we're playing black, but is there... All right, I'm not going to mess with it too much, because it's somebody else's deck. Let me just play another, like, Boomerang Basics or something here. And then... that'll make sense. Let's just do that. And then we'll just spin some wild cards on Rise of Sozin just because. And then we'll go ahead and get those. And lands, we're doing Undercity Sewers. All right, I'm not going to mess with it. I'll leave this mostly how you put it. That's the only major change I would make, though. Sure. I will say, though, if this game ends up hitting the, like, 15-minute mark or something, I am going to cancel it and start another game. Like, did we not craft everything? Hold up. Hold on a second. I think I must have hit the wrong button while I was talking to y'all. Because it definitely says... oh, we're still 1 short. I thought I added the last Boomerang Basics. Oh, it didn't add it when I added it. That's why. Okay. Thoughts on mono red firebending decks? I don't know. They're mono red decks. They're fine. What do you want to know specifically? People always ask that, like, opinion. I'm like, okay, cool. What do we need? Give me parameters for my opinion. What are we trying to compare it to? What are we trying to ask the specific questions of? Because, like, if he was as an opinion, I could sit there and talk probably about 20 minutes about mono red decks, good and bad. But Rizzler, Washington Tong is probably solid. I don't have a problem with that. That card's good. The issue, though, I think this deck's going to have is if you're up against something that's not creature based, a bunch of your cards are just going to be dead, right? Because the lessons don't shoot the opponent. So that's already 8 cards that don't hit the opponent. You have a bounce spell that I guess could bounce your sagas, but that's about it. So then you have like 12 cards that don't do anything. Yeah, it's just going to be ones, there's going to be some matchups. You just have to go, all right. You know, like, we're just not going to win some of these. I mean, Wisdom's great. You still get to dig deep. It's just, do you get anything for it? We'll keep this, though, for sure. Do we need to leave up Firebending Lesson? Oh, boy. You're one of those decks. I will absolutely leave that up and pass. Just in case we got to get, like, an Ajani's Pride Mate or whatever here. Oh, there's green mana. That's not what I expected to see. Oh, boy. I thought this was going to be mono white something or other. Because what plays Healer's Hawk with green? All right, I'm your Huckleberry. I'll bite. We're going to save the 1/1? Nope. They have something they can play here. Maybe it's one of those instant speed creatures like Reinforcements. You can feel however you want about the fire bendings or not. Nobody gets to tell you how to think. All right. What are we doing? Scout. So we're just ramping? All right. So maybe it didn't. Maybe it just mattered that that was like a flyer and not so much that it was gaining life. I guess I'll take this. Like at some point we need this. Sure. Like, I don't 100% know what we're even trying to do right now, but okay. I do love the fact that it's Ozai's Cruelty, and instead of just like other cards like this, as we say, draw, you know, pay 3, opponent discards 2. It's like, and take 2 damage, like just because. Like insult to injury. All right, so now you have a Chocobo. I mean, we could cost them the last couple of cards, but I would rather just get rid of the Chocobo. Probably don't need that. Because what does this do? You need to get to 7? Yeah, that's fine. I'll take the turn off and just shoot a Chocobo. All right. I don't know what they oops for. Weird. So is this some type of like Chocobo bird deck that just happens? I don't know what's going on. Like, like y'all got me. I have no clue. So they literally just played that to play it? All right. Not sure what we did there, Broseph, but you got it. Yeah, I'm just stunned at what's happening right now. I don't even know. Yeah, we'll just do this, I guess. Start setting up. Oh, we got another Rise of Sozin. I'm willing to take a bunch of damage for this one turn. Just so these become creatures and then we Rise of Sozin and get rid of them. Alright. Then we will get, I guess, black mana because we know what we're going to do here. We're just going to play this. And then I guess... Oh, that actually took all the mana. Never mind. I thought I was going to have one left over there for some reason. Chocobo Racetrack. Seems good. Wait, these aren't legendary? I mean, I know the backsides are, but why are the front sides not legendary? That seems borderline criminal. Choose a card name. Sure. What do they have that we would want? I guess the Chocobo is the best thing. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get Traveling Chocobo. Traveling Chocobo. Let's get all of those. Let's... Oh, they don't have anything in their hand. Go to the library, get the last two. Go to the graveyard, get the other two. And we get a 4/4 body, which is excellent. And then we'll play this. We can Earthbend, I suppose. It's still something we could do. It does put more lessons in the yard in case we need it. I think I'm just going to Earthbend anyway. Like, we could just bounce it. Because actually, this have to be return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Draw a card if it's something we control. Well, we'll just probably end up bouncing a 2/2 or something. I'm just going to make this larger. I'm not going to make a second one. All right. Then we get a Sozin after this. Yeah, sure, you got it. Well, now we have all kinds of things we can do. We can just pay a lot to kill the 3/3. We can play this tapped, I guess, on blue. Doesn't really matter. And then go attacking. Because what are you really going to do here? Probably nothing. Alright, that works. And then we wait. Yes, I could have bounced a thing before attacking, but whatevs. Okay, so Sozin says... They get fire breathing. When he deals combat damage, I can pay X. Any number of target creature cards with mana value X or less from that player's graveyard to the battlefield. So I could only... Oh, I could get Ambrosia, which is cool too, I guess. That would be interesting. And I can just play them? Okay, then. Let's see what we get first. Oh, I don't hate that. But let's bounce this first. And then... Alright. And they can make one blocker here. But you'd have to double block Sozin for us to not trigger it. So that's fine. Alright. In attacking we go. Oh, they decided not to. Okay, sure. Value... Any number of target creature cards with total mana value. Oh, total mana value. Okay. Well, We can pay 5. Pay X. Yes. Let's make X 5. And I will take one of these. Because that seems good for the control deck. Yeah, and then we're just going to get to reload our hand all over again with Roku? Sure. Get 2 duders. Yeah, exactly. Bounce discard. Old school. Yeah, let's fire this up first. Just to make sure. Oh, well, that's cute. All right. Bounce a token. Go attacking. They have 3 mana value worth of stuff left. I mean, might as well. We'll just pay 3. Oh, they had more. Actually, I missed one. Darn it. All right. Well, is that not? Oh, it's only 3. Okay, I see. So I want to get this and this. And then I'm actually going to bounce Roku. Can I not? Oh, wait. Another permanent. I can't. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Can I not target that? But I can. And we'll play. Yeah, we just have too much value there. So here's what's funny. The lesson part of this didn't even matter. Like, don't get me wrong. This mattered because we get the 3 cards off of it. So that's the only part it mattered. But, like, what I'm saying is, had these been any other spells, could have still been fine. But it did what it was supposed to do. I dig it. It is interesting using Osai's Cruelty. It's not something I really considered. But, yeah, I think making that change to just have more Legend of Roku, great. I think this card's so good. I think it should probably be played in even more lists, honestly. This card's actually fantastic. Especially where you're expecting the game to go long anyway. And you're like, okay, I guess I'll just pay. Even if you get it and you don't even get to attack with it, you can just pay 8, right? Like, you just get it late in the game, it turns to a 4/4. You'll just make a dragon anyway, even if they try to kill it. So, yeah, this card's actually pretty sweet. Probably the best of the Legends cards, truthfully. But yeah, that worked out pretty well. And we still had another sweeper. Had it been another creature deck, we could have used that. So, like, yeah, it's kind of neat. I appreciate y'all bringing some new deck ideas. Good stuff. Yeah, that's the whole idea, right? That's why we say we don't just feature just regular stuff if we're going to play decks. Because otherwise, like, we could just do that anyway. It's just way more interesting when we get to see more cool stuff. All right. Since Lido did not have another deck, I will go ahead and let Baker get in here because we're going to use the same amount of time since that was allotted, and Lido didn't have another one. So let's see what this is. This just says green-white mid-range. Let's see what this is about. And, oh man, I got to peek at a card that I'm not a fan of, so we're going to have to talk about that. There might be a good reason it's in here, though, so I'm not going to judge it yet. What do we got happening? This is... Oh, this is just a... Why? Yeah, Reclaimer's not a good card in a lot of decks, y'all. Like, even in here, I'm like, okay, I guess there's a world where we're, like, milling ourselves with Dredger's Insight. But is that the only thing that's milling? Like, yeah, we're just not going to have stuff to get with this. Because you have to return a non-creature, non-land. And I remember when this came out, I argued with Dev over, this is another card. I was like, no, this card is not good. Like, it says non-creature, non-land. That automatically makes it worse than almost every other white card, angel, whatever like this that returns stuff from the graveyard. I've only seen it even be somewhat useful in. There's some roots, insidious roots variants that are playing white, and it's kind of okay in there. But yeah, I don't. I'm just looking at this right now, and we only even have. I guess technically you have Esper Origins, but there's no guarantee you're putting stuff in the graveyard you want to put there. But even if we did, we're using that to, like, we're going to spend 3 mana to get back Dusk Rose Reliquary. You know what I mean? Like, that's probably the best thing. And even then, we only have like 5 targets because you can't get back Get Lost because it's not a permanent. You could get Lumbering Worldwagon, I suppose, but that's not a thing you really want to be getting out of the graveyard. You just would rather have it in play. I mean, I guess it could work. You could like pay 2 for Esper Origins, surveil something to the graveyard, turn 3. Like, let's say you put Lumbering Worldwagon in the graveyard, and then turn 3 you could pay the warp on the Reclaimer to get the Worldwagon, I guess. But like, but it's like you could have just left the Worldwagon on top of the library and then just played the Worldwagon, and your Reclaimer could just be another card. You know what I mean? So I think that's my issue here, because I'm like, can we do the thing? Yes. Does it do anything? I don't know, but let's play a game and find out. I don't even think you need to replace it with Cub in this deck. There's probably just other token makers and other things you could replace it with that would be better, I think. Like, you wouldn't really care about Cub that much because this deck doesn't really have a Cub payoff, right? You don't have a 6-8 mana thing that you're going to, and you don't have a lot of turns where you're trying to do 2 or 3 things, which is where Cub's going to excel. Yeah, we keep this. Yeah, I'm also realizing the reliquaries without a lot of dudes doesn't really work either. Because, for instance, right now, we wouldn't even have anything to sacrifice that to. Like, if we at least get to this, and it's in the graveyard, then it's fine, because we can get it back. Wow. Really? You don't say, deck. I guess we'll just leave them both. Because, I mean, we try to play this. If it dies, we try to play... Oh, no, if we play Gear Hulk, we can't search on the next... Oh, no, we'll draw before we search, so that's fine. Hey, it didn't instantly die. It's probably going to get strategic betrayal, so then I don't even get it, probably. Nope. Alright, cool. Let's go... I'm going to go here. In the event of the opponent potentially having some type of strategic betrayals, I'd rather get my value out of the card now. And then if we get to keep it and we have extra mana, then maybe we play like Dredger's Insight plus Elspeth or something. And they had the strategic... Ooh, see? See? Sometimes we're smarter than the average bear around here. Not always, but sometimes. I think here I want to do this. Alright, I'll take a Llanowar Elf. So then we'll Elf. I'm just mostly checking to see if they have a... Oh, crap, we ran out of green mana. That's a problem. Alright, well, I guess it is what it is. I was just checking to see if maybe they had some other removal that could get rid of Elspeth. Hey, thanks for the 12 extra viewers. You can have this, I guess. Hey, more followers coming in. Thank you. How are y'all doing over there, Fisher Magic? We are playing other people's decks today to kind of see what's up. Having some fun times. I'm going to go and go with this before we run Elspeth out there. Plus, this puts a couple of cards into our hand, which I think is fine. So we'll get a Seam Rip And I'll take a Gold Vein Hydra. And then we'll go ahead and Seam Rip that, since it costs 2. And then I think we're good. Because even if they sweep the board here, then we either go Big Hydra or Elspeth, and I think we're set. Sure, feed the cycle. Like, anytime I see stuff like feed the cycle, I'm like, oh, you're all in on trying to remove everything. Got it. Let's go 3, 4. Yeah, let's just go for all of it, right? Nah, let's just go 5. There is a random chance they kill this. I at least want to get 1 point in. If not, we just get a bunch of mana. So Hydra might just be dead here. We don't greatly care that it is, though, for being honest. Yep, sure. So we kind of hope that one of those is a swamp, so they just finally play their Virtue, and then we can get rid of it. Or there's that. This gets rid of stuff that costs 3 or more, right? Or is it power? Mana value. Great. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're in that business. You want to get rid of the Planeswalker too? With all these feed the cycles or whatever? Alright, we have so much mana here. Let's go ahead and do this. Go search for a land. Yeah, I think we got this under control. Mono Black would have to have a lot of things right now. I guess we'll just get a forest. And I'm just going to play this. Like, it uses all of our treasures, but whatever. We don't care that much. Sure. Actually, both of these are fine in this situation. Alright. Pass the turn. Do what you will here, opponent. Dun, 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 dun. Demon Wall, sure. We're not that concerned about a Demon Wall, if we're being real. I say we use mana for this. Go get a land. And then make some tokens. And then use one of those tokens to off a Demon Wall. And then attack here. There's no removal or anything? Dang it, I could have got in there with one of our things. I thought they had a removal spot. I didn't want to lose the lumbering wagon there. Darn it. Alright. Or maybe they're just being patient and they'd rather get that knowing that the Esper Origins is just going to go away. See you later, Livewire. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Yeah, I don't know what the opponent's going to do otherwise here. I think we're all good. Okay. Oh, so that's why. They just had stuff deals -3. But I guess if they had those, they could have just as well killed this. Destroy all creatures with toughness. Okay. All right. You got me, I guess. Sure. Let's make tokens. Let's activate this duder. Just so we can crew this duder. And then get in there for a 10 ball. Alright, 11 actually. Sounds good. Alright. And now we have 2 lands we could activate, so like, yeah. All irrelevant here. Kind of all over but the crying. Yep, that'll do it. Yeah, Elspeth's a hell of a magic card. Like that's the lesson. Our opponent literally look at this. Look at this. This deck was literally just removal and Bloodletter of Aclazotz. Like that's all this deck was. That's not true. I guess there's some discard elements in here. I'm gonna assume they had like the room that makes the demon or whatever too, somewhere in there. But yeah, this is what we expect of the Gear Hulk mid-rangey Selesnya decks. Plays pretty well. Nothing, no real special notes. It's a different version of it, but yeah, all those are good. Some of them are playing like Cage with a couple of big payoffs or something or whatever. But yeah, overall, still very good. Still very good. Hey, Gatewatch, how's it going? We're just getting toward the end of a stream here where we were playing different viewer decks today, which was pretty cool. We went through, I think, like how many decks? Like 7 decks today? Is that how many we looked at? I have to go check. We went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decks, actually. So that was actually a good run. It was a good run. And we saw some cool stuff. Some people with some ideas that I'd kind of tinkered with, but didn't really flesh out that some people had. Some stuff that was newer. Even with some cards I'm not a fan of that people found ways to make work, which also was good. So this is kind of why we do it, so we get to see some different stuff. And also, to be fair, I'll get ideas. Even if it's not for the exact deck, it's like, okay, well, I can see some interactions here. Can I work those into something else? Because I've said before, many, many times, I think the average Magic player would be benefited from watching more experiments or decks that don't work than just watching videos of decks that do work. Because it's easy to just go like, oh yeah, these cards make sense. These are good cards, right? But you're not learning all the interactions and the weird intricacies and everything else that could help you make decks better. Whether that's because you see some cool, fun interactions that do work, or you see some things that don't work so you don't waste time on them later, right? So just one of those things. That's why I think these types of streams are fun to do. I think it gives a different perspective. Also, thank you everybody who stopped by. Everybody came over with Fisher Magic. For those of you who don't know, my name's Power Dragon. I do content on YouTube literally every single day. Matter of fact, when we get to March, it'll be 6 years that I've been doing content every day on YouTube. I stream every once in a while. Been more frequently later. I think we've streamed like 3 times in the last week, whereas normally you might get me a couple times a month. But we are starting to stream a bit more. Lots of videos over there. If you want deck help, for sure, we started a new deck help series, which helps you figure out like your land bases and what you need to cast stuff on certain turns. We're getting ready to do one that will be for multicolor deck mana bases as well. That'll be up soon. What else we got going on? Lots of different overrated, underrated stuff. So crafting guides for Avatar as well are out. Tons of stuff over on the YouTube channel. If you don't follow me, you should. We also have some sweet merch. I'm not wearing it today, but you should. I have some sweet merch over there too. You should check out. Also, we have sponsors. Quick plugs. If you don't post your stuff over on Moxfield, you should. They'd appreciate it. They support me and my stuff, so they're good people over there. But also, if you want to buy magic and save money, for real, check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. It's this little thing above my head here. If you use my code DRAGON, it's DRAGN, no O, DRAGN. It'll save you 5% on literally everything you get on their website. So just save money. Like it's literally whatever you were going to spend, you get 5% off and you get to support. So it's all good. RT111 says that methodology works for a lot of areas of life. I agree. I constantly try to remind people of there was a period of time where you didn't know how to tie your shoes, but you failed 6, 7, 10, 12 times. And I don't know, Big Bird told you to make the 2 loops and loop the thing around and eventually you figured it out, right? That's how we learn things. I think we get in these weird situations in our head, especially as Americans. The word ignorant has taken on the meaning of being dumb or stupid. And to me, there's a big difference. Ignorance is just the absence of knowledge. So you didn't know there was a thing or a problem because you don't know what you don't know. Stupid is when you know a thing's bad, but I'm going to do it anyway and see what happens, right? That's stupid. So ignorance is fine, but we have to explore the ignorance so that we can learn and then have that extra bit of knowledge, right? Crazy Killer says, I missed how do you get your deck played? We are done doing that for the evening, unfortunately. But we have two ways basically. You can get into the free queue, which is to go into the Discord and then you post it in the standard section whenever we say go, which we did earlier, obviously. And then if, like now, you wanted to get into the queue or you wanted to extend the stream, then you have to make at least a $2 donation either on YouTube or Twitch. Unless you're already a YouTube member, then I will take a look at it. Elijah says, glad I caught a stream. Well, you're welcome. It's good to have you. And I'm glad you caught it too. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on YouTube. I have a couple of things already loaded for the next couple days. I have some other things I'm editing that were some cool decks as well. So yeah, just trying new cards, exploring lots of stuff. Avatars are crazy sets. Lots of stuff to work with in the set itself, and a lot of stuff that works with old cards. Like today, we had a Season of Lost deck up, which was crazy, right? So like, who would have thought we'd have done that, right? So that was pretty cool to have up. And I that might be the second time ever I played Season of Lost, even on the channel. So that was pretty cool. So getting to see that, getting to do stuff like that is why we like doing these things, right? Just getting to learn from all the different decks and ideas. Also, I will be doing commentary for the Arena Championship 10, which happens the second week of December, I think. So keep your eye out for that. I think that's all I can say about it right now. I don't think I can say other stuff. So, because I don't think anything else is on the official announcement. I think that's as far as it goes right now. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. We'll be doing that as well. I also have 2 podcasts. I'm on Magic Mike's every Tuesday right now on Twitch and YouTube. Magic Mike's, you can just search it up. We are right now from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific time. We are watching Avatar. We are in episode, I believe, 8 of season 2. So we're working our way through those to just kind of get caught up, watch the whole series. Evan's never seen it at all. I've seen bits and pieces, and Ruben is a super fan. So we're doing that. You can follow us. We open up the Discord so you can come hang out, and we do a live watch along in the Discord, and we post the cards that kind of fit to each different thing. And on Twitch, you get all the commentary because we can't actually show it on Twitch because it would get demonetized or whatever. Same thing on YouTube. And then on Wednesdays, we actually do our live show from, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific. And we just talk about all the stuff Magic, all the current news. And then on a separate show called Color of Magic that you can check out lots of places, pretty much anywhere you download podcasts. And we're 300 episodes in on that, 310, I think, something like that. And we cover all types of stuff, bigger issues in gaming that people don't generally talk about. When it's major hirings and firings, politics stuff going on at the companies, major court cases, stuff like that, we tend to cover from the game industry stuff. So some cool things if you want something different to listen to. Where do I donate so you can get your take on a Teamer deck? Okay, there's 2 things. One, you can just do it like you normally would. You donate bits on Twitch. Or if you're watching live stream on YouTube, you can just make a donation of I think they call it a super chat. It's the same thing. So either place that is acceptable. However, before you submit your deck, if it's just a normal deck that already exists, I'm just going to look at it and say hey, we know this is a normal deck. Let's just copy one of the deck lists that's already good. If you're doing something different, then cool. Post. We can get into it. I just don't want you to spend money and then be disappointed that I'm yeah, okay, dude, this is already a deck, Crunchy Frog says, holy cow, I caught you live. Your videos have brought me back to Magic, and I started back in the beta days. Thanks for your content. Here's what's funny. Funny story. I started, right after the beta day. Matter of fact, when I bought my first deck, Unlimited and Revised were on the shelf at the same time. So that's where I'm at. And I basically played fairly continually the entire time. I don't think I've had more than probably a couple month stretch in my life where I didn't have, I don't think it's been more than a 3-month stretch where I didn't at least play some level of Magic, and definitely no more than a couple of day stretch where I didn't do something involving Magic, whether writing an article or running a tournament or something or whatever. So it's been pretty consistent for me the whole time. But yeah, cool to see some of y'all getting a chance to hop in here that I see in comments on YouTube and stuff, whatever, regularly. Hey, also, real heads up, I forgot to draw a winner for this week on YouTube, so it's going to come late. It might be on the Thanksgiving Day video that goes up. So that might be when the winner's announced for last week. So what I do, for those you don't know, If you watch my YouTube gameplay videos, if you leave a comment that's relevant to the video, so basically enough proof that you watched the video, then each week I look at the last week's worth of videos and I randomize, pick one of those, and I pick a random comment, and then we give away a gift pack to a viewer. And we've given away all types of stuff. There's been playmats, dice, deck boxes, pins, buttons, stickers, booster packs, couple of custom tokens, like a bunch of different things. So varieties of things that you can get. And it's free, just for watching videos and commenting on them. Snout says, hey man, long time fan. Glad I've managed to be able to catch a stream. Well, I am glad you've been a fan for a long time, because I don't have nearly as many as a lot of other people. So I appreciate all y'all, every one of you. Seriously. I have people all the time. They're like, I don't know how your stuff doesn't get more views or why you don't have more followers. I'm like, man, I don't either, but I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And those of you that appreciate it, be vocal about it, post it, share it on socials, leave comments on all the videos, like the buttons, hype the things, all that stuff helps, genuinely. But I think if there's nobody else in the deck queue, that might be it, y'all. It might be the end of the stream, and I'm probably gonna, because I have more videos. I stayed up till like 3 o'clock last night getting gameplay footage and different things. And sometime over the Thanksgiving break, I have to finish editing the multicolor mana base video, so I can get that up, so y'all can have that too. Let's see. Farquad Gaming says, so I found the Reclaimer works decently in blue-white with Winter Night stories, getting Star Cage and Elspeth basically allowing you to draw, ensuring land drops more consistently into lands 4 and 5. I don't understand. Like, Reclaimer works decently well in blue-white with Winter Night stories. I guess just so you can discard and then use the Reclaimer to get back whatever you discard? And then getting Star Cage and Elspeth basically allowing you to draw insurance. Yeah, I still don't think, like, can you use it in there? Sure. I still don't think that's probably a good use. Like, here's the thing I would challenge you on. If the card is as good as many people want it to be, why do we not see it in more decks, right? The top players, where there's actually things on the line, whether that's store credits, cash, points in Magic Online, whatever, they still don't play it. Even in decks where they could play it, they don't play it, right? That just says it's not efficient enough at doing what it's trying to do. Then it taps for, yeah, but we can tap anything to play stories, though. Like, you could just play a better Angel if you wanted to, and just tap to stories. Like, so that's not really a benefit. It's just like, well, it can kind of do a thing, and I can tap it to Winter Night stories. Like, okay, sure. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I guess we can. But is that even the most efficient thing we want to be doing? Probably not, if we're playing aggressive decks or control decks. So, like, can it do the thing? Yes. But just because we can, should we? And there probably is a deck for that card. Now, that deck might not be for a year still. I mean, we've seen that before, where cards come out and they're kind of neat, and they don't find a home till the right combination of stuff shows up. And maybe it is in some type of green-white self-mill something, right? That still might be a thing down the road somewhere. But I just don't think we're there yet. I have yet to see a list where, like the one we just played, at least it kind of does stuff, and I don't hate it. You know, it does a few things. I guess in that case, it could get back like an Elspeth if Elspeth died. You get a 5/4 to get an Elspeth back. You know, that's something. But yeah, it's just still kind of clunky. You sort of need other things to really realize its value. And again, it's not terrible. It just, is it as good of other things we can do? I don't know if that's true. Hey, thanks for that. Snout says, I think there's a beauty in playing off meta decks in certain colors. I've got an Azorius Soldiers deck instead of the usual artifact affinity types. Yeah, like I could get that. I ain't saying the best, but it works decently well. I'm almost got to versus you with it once. No, I hear you. I hear you. There's a lot of cards that make a lot of deck lists that I play that I've even said at the end of the videos, like, while this card was cool, we could probably play something else. Or if you don't have the wild cards, don't spend it on this thing, right? That's why I tell people watch the wrap up of my videos. Like, I will be honest with you. Some of the decks I'm like, oh, this was a lot of fun, but it's not that good. Don't build it, right? Or others of like, man, this was barely over 50%, but I got kind of unlucky, but I think it's way better than that or whatever, right? So I think that's pretty important. Uh Crazy Killer, what did you do here? um okay. Hold on a second. We're at the end, we're wrapping up. I got the notification that you're a new YouTube member or a new subscriber. Did we get a new member? We did not get a new membership. I don't have a thing of a super chat. So if you're going to super chat, it should just be right under the video, right? Is there not a thing for? Oh, I guess I wouldn't see it on my own videos. Oh yeah, it's on the actual chat. There's a little thing that has a dollar sign. It says show your support for Power Dragon. It's a little rectangle with a dollar sign. You need that. Or like I said, bits on Twitch, or you can use your Twitch Prime, like that's free. Any of that works. Just sticking to the rules at this point. Because we're at the wrap-up chat portion. I think here's the bigger thing I would be curious about, though, while we're resolving that, is what would you say is kind of the most interesting or unique deck you run into right now? Twister says, thank you for inspiring me to hop on Arena and get a few games in tonight. You're welcome. I always tell people this, right? There's a lot of folks who... There's a lot of people, and I've seen this on multiple channels. Hell, I saw it on the professor's channel recently, and he said many negative things about stuff Wizards done. But when anybody says anything positive, or people like a thing they don't like, people automatically assume, or at least make the comments, like you're on the take for some reason. Like, I've been open. The only times Wizards is paid for anything is either I've been on their channel for a thing, or it's been like an ambassador thing or whatever that's tagged as such, right? Nothing else have they had any say on. Like, it's actually possible that some of us just like playing cards and we enjoy Arena, or we actually like playing with the avatar cards. You know, there's people going like, you're just saying that because you want to get in the good graces of Wizards and blah, blah. Like, no, I actually enjoy the cards. It's fine. Like, I also don't live my life all doom and gloom, unless it's about the state of U.S. politics right now, because that's trash. But everything else, no, I don't live a gloom and doom life. I just don't. Like, here's the thing. I feel like anytime somebody says, here's the thing, like, you know, a rant's coming, right? Like, I've said before, I love a good conspiracy theory, right? When I'm just like out and about and somebody gives me like crazy thing I hadn't thought about, I'm like, wow, that's wild, right? But I always ask the question of who's benefiting really, right? Like, it's the flat earth thing. We talked about this on another stream a little while back, right? The flat earth stuff doesn't make any sense because there's no payoff, right? Like Big Round ain't out here like giving people money or whatever to keep people believing the earth is round, right? Like, there's no benefit to that, to us like believing it's round if it's not, right? Who's winning, right? Like, that's the problem. So that's why I can't get behind it. Plus, it's easily disprovable and whatever. That's a whole other thing. But like, okay, who's benefiting? It's like when I found out there are people that genuinely believe Australia is not a real place. And I'm just like, okay, first off, we had the Sydney Olympics and literally tens of thousands of people went there, but somehow they all kept it a secret for the last like 30 years. Like, that's crazy, right? But again, who benefits from everybody going, we're just going to make maps and globes or whatever that have this chunk of land and we're going to call it Australia for some magical reason, but it's not real. Like, I don't know, every flight that leaves the airport just has people on an airplane going to nowhere. They just land in, like, I don't know, Africa, but we're going to call it whatever, say it's Australia. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a weird thing. Like, I don't get what people are doing. I genuinely don't. So I can tell people, I'm a fan. I love a good conspiracy theory. But, oh, hey, you cheered. Thank you so much. All right, cool. We will get you in there. So one benefit is getting Elspeth and Reclaimer and the 5 mana instead of only Elspeth. No, I get that. Okay, Farquaad, we're done. We're done with the Stellar Reclaimer. Like, are there corner cases where you can use it? Yes. Is it a better card than? Whoa, you don't have to do all that. No, Crazy Killer. That was more than enough. You can stop. I mean, don't be wrong. I'm appreciative, genuinely, totally appreciative. But the first one was enough. You don't have to do more than that. But yes, there's a lot of cards to kind of wrap up that part of the discussion. There are a lot of cards that are okay in some corner case situations, but they aren't consistently good enough and better than other things that could be in those slots. And that's usually why they don't make the cut. Right? We can look at cards and go, oh, but you can use them with this. And you're just like, yes, those things are true. But you also have to get to the game states where those things are things, right? Like even when we're talking about getting that and getting Elspeth and whatever, like, okay, we have to get in some situation where we already had Elspeth or Elspeth got milled, and then we have the thing, and then we have the 5 mana, and there's no way to remove it because people are already dealing with graveyard stuff and blah, blah. Like, we can go down that rabbit hole all day, right? It's just like, what's more consistently going to be better for you, right? That's the thing. But can you? Absolutely. Believe me, I have a lot of cards that start out in my deck list, and then we get to the end of the video, and I'm like, we don't even need this. Let's just change it to something else. Bruno Malilo says, new here, hello. Well, don't be new here. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Let people know you enjoy hanging out here, and we'll see you in the future. We did all the free queue has been completed. So we now reach the point where anything left is extending the stream. So it needs at least a $2 donation either on Twitch or YouTube. And then we will look at them at this point. But right now we just had one that got submitted. So we will bring that up and we will see what this is. It just says Teamer Fun. I don't know what Teamer Fun is, but we're going to find out. Let's go hop in here. But yes, generally, if you're here earlier in the stream, we do them for free. And you can always skip the queue if you're a YouTube channel member, or if you make, like we said, at least a $2 donation either on Twitch or YouTube. But yeah, let's see what this Teamer Fun list is about. This is, okay. Well, see, this is what I was trying to avoid. This is basically a deck we've already seen. This is, and no insult here, this is just a slightly, probably slower version of the Teamer Battle Crier deck. Usually these are paying payoffs of either the 5/5 Rhino that makes your stuff bigger equal to its power when it enters, and the red XX spell that lets you copy stuff and the tokens get haste on their turn, right? It's playing that as a payoff, or we're just going bigger and playing... Oh, what is that thing? The 4/4 artifact like copies a trigger and you just put it on like humans, draw a bunch of cards, make a bunch of mana, blah, 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 blah. Then like combo out that way. So yeah, does this have combo-y potential in it at all? Yeah, because you did it, I'll play a game with this, but this is just if you go look on my channel for just Teamer decks, like we have some different versions of this already. It's not subs, it's YouTube members that get to skip the line. Though I do appreciate subs, because that helps the YouTube channel. Oh, boy. Why is this here? This artifact can look at the top 5 cards. Yeah, this is not good. I would almost never play this. Especially now, since you have access to so many mana creatures. That would just be faster and more efficient than this. This hand we have to mulligan, actually. Let's mulligan. Oh no. I guess we can keep this. Oh, we at least have Leyline Weaver. Yeah. Let's do it. Man, drawing a forest would make this a lot easier. Or an untapped blue source of some kind. Green source. I always tried to find a use for Fountain Port Bell, but the more and more I mess with it, it felt like just a limited card to help your mana situations out. Do 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 do. Wow, they went looking for that and drew the card. That's crazy. All right, let's do it. But yeah, there's a lot of different combinations of Teamer style decks. Yeah, once this dies, we're wrecked, right? Unless we draw a green source. But there's a bunch that once you have the Battle Crier out, you just start comboing like mad. I'm going to go ahead and put this away for safety now. And then just pass. Snout is now a Dragon Guard level member. Thank you so much. Which, by the way, I'll probably have a video for the YouTube channel members hitting over the holiday break. If you are a channel member, I tend to put up videos like when we're out at events or when I get back from events, like behind the scene type stuff. Some extras, basically, that don't show up on the regular YouTube channel. All right, well, we got lucky that we were able to put this away. That makes a big difference. So that at least gives us a chance to do something here. Gosh. All right, let's play this. Hope they don't have another removal. Oh, they do. Gosh dang it. We're going to make green. We're going to play this. They're probably going to kill our first one so we don't get the card. Oh, they didn't. Wow, they're going to let us have this? That's wild. I mean, still making green because we got to play a Llanowar Elf at some point. But yeah, you don't really need stuff like Memorial Team Leader, things like that. It's just not doing anything. I was gonna say kill the Llanowar Elf. I'm stuck on green mana, opponent. That's what I would have done. No, I think Teamer combo can still go off on turn 4. Probably turn 3 in some builds, but definitely can still go off on turn 4. I think that's more than reasonable. And you can still have interaction, right? You can still play Torch the Towers and all that stuff, so you can slow down the opposition. I don't think that's a problem. Snout, for your deck list, hop into the Discord. And then post it over in the standard section so I can snag it. What are we doing here? Thanks for that, by the way. I mean, I guess we're just doing this. I don't know. Is it worth trading? It's really not. Knowing that we're going to play Riddler next turn. What type of deck did you want to look at? If it's not standard. Yeah, exactly. Riddler draws more. That's why I don't want to just waste the Trailblazer. I mean, they get their 8/8 here, but it's fine. We could just block that later. It's like, you have a thing. I can't get down to one card. No matter how I do this, right? Nah. Alright. We'll just play full size. Oh, whoa. Can I? Oh, because this makes green or red. Never mind. I don't get a choice. That's tough. Alright. Yeah, it looks like we need more multi-lands. Alright, there's another Leyline Weaver. Okay, that's helpful. Let's put this on blue. And I'm gonna play this. Actually, if I do this, this untaps again. Get 2 more cards. Another Llanowar Elf, sure. I could warp this. But didn't really do much to warp it, actually. I would just wait on that. Alright. But yeah, this is where if you're playing full-on stuff, like we should be... This card, there's like 5 other things this could be to be better, right? Even if it's not the, like, roaming throne, it could even be the 4/4 cactus folk that gives other things with power 4 greater, like haste or whatever. Alright, cool. Ancient Adamantoise. Got it. Like, do your thing, I guess. Sure. What are we doing here? Alright. I guess that enters tapped. Like, we get cards here. I guess I could have waited to play a land. That was probably a bad idea. Yeah, this doesn't do anything in here. This doesn't even have 3 power. Like, yeah. I would definitely not play this card. I mean, it's getting a benefit from this thing, but otherwise it's kind of bad. Alright. Let's see what we got. I mean, they obviously have some type of removal spell here. If it's a timeless deck, I will just look at it, but I probably won't be playing it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just the issue this has. Like, we just have a bunch of... Like, these cards should not be in this deck. This is not what we're trying to do. I'm just going to let the opponent have this one. There's really not much reason for us to continue on here, I don't think. Like, sure, I mean, we could block. Take a little bit. We'll at least take one more turn, I guess. Yeah, and we still only have 2 blue lands, so, like, you're still limited on what you can do on this turn. Yeah, alright, GG's. Yeah, I don't think I... Let me see if I still have one. I may have to bring up one of my older lists to show you what I'm talking about. But there's a couple of different versions you can play. Let me see if I still have one here. Green, blue, red. I may have deleted them already from last season. Yeah. Let me hop over to Moxfield real quick and just dig up one of mine from last season. So I'm sure I still have one somewhere. Let me go back into last season's decks. What was that? Spider-Man? I don't think maybe we didn't play one in Spider-Man. We probably played one in Edge of Eternity standard. So let me do that. Let me go Edge of Eternities. Do we not have anything there? Oh, what happened here? A bunch of my folders don't have anything in them all of a sudden. What happened? Oh, I guess I have to relog in or something? Yeah, that was weird. Like, I was like, wait a minute. All my folders had nothing in them. That was the strangest thing. All right, let me see if I can find Teamer, Battlecry, or combo-y thing. Oh, Teamer Duplication Onslaught. It's kind of the same thing. This is one of the versions. This will work. But this is more, not saying you have to build this version, but this is more just to show an example of what's kind of going around with Battlecry stuff. That's just way more efficient. So something like this, where we're using Esper Origins to make sure we can find our mana easier. Like, you can do these kind of silly things where you're like copying stuff or whatever. You can get Dragonhawk like on a discount, right? And then that's a big deal because you can just kill your opponent. If you're just like, make a thing, make a thing, make a thing, Dragonhawk just kills them, right? So that's one way. There's like, you know, what Reeves is mentioning, there's a version that plays Railway Brawler. You don't need it, but you definitely can. right? That's one way to do it. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of different ways. But it should be a bunch of stuff that's good individually that gets really good at a discount, basically. And then some combination of whether it's devastating onslaught or like we're saying the 4/4 cactus folk or whatever, something that's giving your things haste so that you can just get one big attack in once you've played like 7 things on your turn or whatever. Right? That's kind of what you're looking for. Otherwise, kind of what happens is what you saw happen in that last game. Like even where I had all the mana, I was able to play a Teemo Battlecryer, and then I played like one other card, and we sort of just sat there. Like nothing really happened after that. You know, Cliff. I've played it in some versions and not in others. I think Cliff is fine. Like not what I would say is good, but it's fine. So if you're limited on like wild cards or something, I don't think it's that bad of a deal to go ahead and play the Cliff. Truthfully, I think it's okay. It's again, it's not necessarily always the preferred option, but you'll be fine with it. Trying to see if I have another version because I think maybe it was last set with Spider-Man. Is that the one we put the battle cry the railway brawler version in? Man, we make way too many decks on our channel, y'all. Yeah, actually, it's probably easier for me to just look up my own YouTube channel and just go to Teamer. Let's see, youtube.com/PowerDragon. I know, such amazing viewing right now. And then I will just use the search function, like I constantly tell people to do on my channel when you're looking for stuff. I mean, we have a whole library of things that we literally post every day. So, there is, oh, the Eshki version too. That was from a couple months ago. Oh, this one. Here we go. Railway Brawler. This is the other version. All right, let me just copy the link on this one. And then this is a different version you can try. Hey, thanks. Welcome. All right, let's export this, copy this. All right. Here's another version. The one with Railway Brawler. So you can see this one too. So here we're using Doc Arlock, which lets you make stuff cheaper. So if you played like Esper Origins, now it only costs 2 for the backside. You get Trailblazers, you can plot them for 1 and then play them for 0. And then same things here. You go big, using Winter Night Stories to fuel to get extra cards on the cheap because they'll get discounted. And then you just copy a bunch of stuff with Devastating Onslaught and then try to combo out with Railway Brawler. And this honestly is able to go off on turn 4 or 5 several times when we played it in the video. And there were some games that looked like we were just going to lose. And it was like, you just get the right card, whether it's a Trailblazer to start drawing cards or the Railway Brawler so you can make even 2 copies with the Onslaught or whatever the case is. And that's just enough. G-dubs, we are now at only the paid portion of the stream. All the free queue is done. We're just doing kind of wrap-ups now. Unless people are paying to extend the stream. All right. So that was a thing. Snout, did you have a link? Even though you have a timeless deck, we can at least still take a look at it. Like, do you have a link to it somewhere? Also, welcome to our newest channel member, Snout. You will get a shout out in a video soon. Though it probably won't happen until the Thanksgiving video, I think, because I think I have videos loaded through Wednesday already. Oh, you sent your time. Excellent. I will go snag it out of the Discord. Thank you for following directions. Much appreciated. Let's go in there and get a list. Get a list. Get a list. Let's see what we got. I do probably need to watch a little more Timeless. I don't play it all that much. Mostly because I'm not a fan of this, like, the combo-y format. Because, I mean, it's a format designed for you to do all the most degenerate stuff, right? It's basically Type 1 Magic almost without the Power 9, you know? But nothing wrong with that. I think that type of Magic should exist for the people who want it as well. So I believe this is it. Yeah, all right, cool. Let me sort this out just a little bit so we can get a better look at things. All right, so we have lots of random one-ofs and things here. Some of this is going to pop behind my face here for just a second, just so I can take a look at it, and I'll bring it back down for everybody. But let's see, we've got some reanimates, one of the most popular cards in older formats, unearths, kind of doing the same thing. And then what are we getting back with these is the question. Because obviously reanimating like Witch Kings is cool. Deadly cover-ups, Shieldred, obviously still annoying. Yeah, this is interesting because we don't have... Wait, what are we even getting back with the Unearth? There's Dark Rituals. Yeah, I don't even see what we're getting back with Unearth. Oh, we have Nazgul. That's why. I see. That makes sense. Okay, so you're making it about the ring race and the one ring mechanic. All right, this seems fine. Probably could use a little more spot removal, but otherwise, yeah, I can see what you're going at here. Because, like, this is fine, but it might also be too slow at times. You know, like, because that format is silly with people trying to do stuff. So I would probably want these to be some. I mean, I get that we're doing the ring temp shoe and all that, but I would make these. I would really want at least 6 points of 1 or 2 mana removal. I just think that format, really, all the older formats kind of need that to keep up. Because I can see a lot of times where that gets away from you, and you're like, you know, you have duresses and stuff, but it's like, all right, well, they've already kind of got the jump, and you haven't dealt with their early creatures. That being said, you do have a few things like, you know, Long Goodbye, but I would still want a couple more. I think I would make these something else that's cheaper, but the rest of it, I dig it. Trying to be different. You know, want to play Witch King of Angmar? I don't have a problem with that. I mean, it's definitely an underplayed card, but it's kind of cool. And you have multiple ways to get it back, even if it dies. I just hate that it's a 3 toughness, is kind of the issue. Because it just makes it killable by so many cards that people like to play. So, like, is there something else we could get? Maybe. But you're basing this around the ring mechanic. So I get it, right? It makes the cut because it has the right words on it for the thing you're trying to do. However, though, if you get a lot of ring race, it can be kind of fun. I don't know how long it would take to kill people with ring race. Like, how many do I need plus how many numbers or how many times do I have to advance the ring for it to matter? But still cool. So yeah, this at least is fun. I don't have a problem with this. I would just say give yourself more points of interaction for your opponent's stuff because you're not really doing anything until turn 3 or 4 unless you just like ritual into a turn 1 Nazgul or something, you know? So that'd be my only real concern. But I don't hate it otherwise. Yeah, I mean, I assumed if you only have one Cavern of Souls, but everything else is like a Nazgul, and you're choosing not to. But to be honest, you also may not want more than 2 Cavern of Souls because you have a lot of stuff that are non-creatures that need hard black mana, right? Like there's turns where you're going to want to cast like Ritual and something, or like Duress plus some other spell, and you're just going to need actual black mana. So if you were to draw like a Swamp and a Cavern of Souls, that could slow your draws down quite a bit. So you maybe don't want more than 2 of them in there. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice to still sneak through like a Shieldred or something or whatever, but yeah, that's probably where I would end up on it, though. Something like that. But yeah, this makes sense. This looks like a timeless deck. You know, ritual into a 1 ring, use it to protect yourself for a couple of turns while you try to set up or get rid of their stuff. Like, it's got all the modern trappings of what you would expect old decks to be. But yeah, this makes sense. I think it's cool that you're at least trying something different. You know, I can respect it. But yeah, that's the only, if you want to call something obvious, thing that stood out to me was let's get the interactive removal down to a lower cost so you're functional and don't just have to leave mana up for stuff or waste a ritual so you can cast your removal or something. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to use it on that. You want to save it for your better cards. Or be able to cast multiple things in a turn with your ritual, right? If you could remove something and play Call of the Ring on the same turn, that'd be way better than having to use all your mana just to get rid of their main creature so you don't risk dying the following turn. But yeah, that's probably it. That's my only real takeaway from that. But it looks cool. It's probably a fun pile, actually. Looks like the type of stuff I would probably play if I was going to attempt to play more Timeless. Oh, I have no doubt. Once if you hit your draw and a couple of creatures stick, yeah, it's probably stupid. Like if your opponent doesn't do anything about one or two guys, you probably just take off. All right. All right. I think we did the thing. We went through what is that? 9 decks, 10 decks, something like that. So that was good. 10 decks on the stream that we got to look at from people. So that was fun. Yeah, sales pitches. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe over at YouTube so you can literally watch a video every single day. But we do have other stuff. We do our overrated, underrated series. Right now, there's our crafting guide for avatars there. We've got new deck building series of videos we've started. Those are there. So like a little bit of everything. Do that. And we're on 2 podcasts, Magic Mike's and Color of Magic. You should check those out if you want to keep up to speed on everything going on with Magic or, game industry stuff. We cover a lot of those things. Ashley says, Demir Artifact Sack Spell Slinger, the mechanist, is broken in the right sack engine. Loved the use of Phantom Train the other day. Yeah, Phantom Train worked out pretty well in our red-black sacrifice deck. Snout says, so glad I finally managed to catch a stream. Well, hopefully it gets a little bit easier. We're going to be streaming a little bit more over the next few weeks. It's something I'm working into my schedule. I'm trying to get more videos done, edited a little further out. It says I have to do it all myself. So I have more time for streaming just to do more of this. I don't know. We might do more gameplay streams. We might do more of me playing more games on stream. If people want to see certain things, we did talk about, here's one for those of you that are watching now, because we mentioned it on the last stream. Some people kind of enjoyed the idea. Long time ago, in the before times during the pandemic, we did a stream where I found old footage of my gameplay and I did commentary of my own matches from like Star City Opens and stuff. Would people want to see that? Like, because I was thinking about running that back because a lot of people that follow me now were not around at that time. So I could dig up some old footage from the archives and I can commentate my own things. So we critique my own gameplay at some actual competitive tournaments. So if y'all are into that, maybe we do that on this weekend stream. Maybe not Thanksgiving Day because, people are going to be busy, but maybe on Friday or Saturday. If people want to see that, we can do that. All right, a couple of you sound like you'd be into that. Okay, we could do that. I mean, because not like I don't mind practicing commentary. So yeah, if people are into it, cool. Snout says, I might brace myself and start brewing some standards, so I definitely need to check out your list. Cool. Yeah, my whole thing is, even if it's not me, right? Whatever creator you watch, and there's a bunch of us that make content right now, especially for standard. If there's an idea you like or a card you want to see, take your time and watch 5-6 videos of people playing it so you get a feel for, one, do you truly like the play patterns that the card creates or the deck creates? And you'll understand how to play it against a bunch of different matchups in the metagame whenever you do decide to build it. Because I think, if nothing else, you can at least use us creators as research to decide how you want to spend your resources. Because it can get expensive, right? Whether you want to spend wild cards or if you even want to go spend cash to build it to play in like RCQs or your local Friday Night Magics or whatever. So it's cool to have that amount of research out there. Definitely use them, for sure. And again, speaking of, if you want to buy cards, whether it's for standard, timeless, vintage, or commander or whatever, go over to Tales of Adventure and do it. You can use my code DRAGON. It's right above me here, DRAGN. You'll save 5% on literally everything on their website. Like, it's just saving money, straight up. And you get to support the channels, like we both win. But all right, y'all, I'm going to wrap everything up here. Like I said, I do have some editing I got to do, and it's already 7 o'clock local time. And it's probably going to take me about another 2-3 hours to get that done. And I can smell food in the house, which means somebody probably cooked something while I was streaming. So I should probably go eat. But yeah, This was fun. We'll do it again next stream. Like I said, I'll dig up some footage and we will do commentary on some of my old gameplay. Probably I don't know if I want to promise Friday, but it'll be sometime this weekend. It'll be Friday or Saturday most likely. But either way, y'all know the drill. Wherever you are watching from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, because y'all come over from all over the world, and I really appreciate that. Take care of yourselves and your family, like always. Remember to be awesome, and most importantly right now, be awesome to each other.